So, hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here by myself once again. But anyway, the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant hello and thank you and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you just viewers, but you are participants. Today, I will share the link as I don't see any imminent weather or anything like that that would cause me to go out or anything like that. So I will be sharing the link today. But we are going to be discussing something that is trending in regards to Tyrese Gibson and something his wife has recently disclosed on a podcast in that other people were in her ear about getting divorced to Tyrese. So, of course, I'll get into all of that in just a few. But I'm going to give everybody a moment to come on. That way you can start. Hello, Brother Don. How are you, my dear moderator? Thank you for all that you do. Black America, how are you? And Angela, I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. It was amazing. When I say amazing, the 3T's concert is probably in my top, not probably, it is in my top 10 best concerts ever that I've been to. So I'll talk about that. And I also kind of want to talk about something, else that I noticed besides them singing and dancing and stuff. In regards to Black men, it's a good thing, but we need to have a discussion about it in regardless, I guess. Chalk Chick, how you doing? Monet, what's going on with you? So I hope you all are having a great day. But yes, yesterday, so Thursday, I did go to Jacksonville. It's where my sister lives, Jacksonville, Florida. I spent a couple of days out there, and I ended up going to a comedy show, I guess, Gabriel Iglesias. He also goes by the name Fluffy. And he was, extremely funny. And then there was another guy on there, somebody Mike Marino or something like that. I don't know, but it was funny. It was a big giant arena that was sold out. There was a whole bunch of people there. So had some pretty good seats in the house watching that. So I had a pretty busy time there visiting my sister. As you guys might have seen, I posted some pictures. She's a riot. She's a lot. But anyway, I love her dearly. So of course I'll talk about that in just a few. Who else came on here? Andrea, how you doing? Facts Not Feelings, what's going on with you? And Dia, how are you doing? And the only way, how you doing? So Andrea, you are from Cali. I'm Southern California girl myself. And Rick, how are you? Easy E, what's going on? So anyway, I'll get into that in just a few. Again, I'm not sure where Donovan is. I did call him. I sent him a link. So I haven't actually talked to him since I think it was sometime last week when we had a conversation. So not sure where he is. He could be anywhere. So maybe he'll show up. I don't know. But in the meantime, we are here. All right. So Easy says, yes, I went to Duval. And, at the concert, Tony is, pretty, Tony is pretty chill and all that. They got a lot of jam and stuff. But there was this dude that was there and he kept yelling, Duval. It was like, does it seem like the environment for you to be yelling Duval? I mean, nobody's really responding. It was like maybe two other people who was like, okay, Duval, that's what they do in Duval County, Jacksonville. They're like diehard Duvalians. I don't know if that's what you call them, but everywhere they go, they, holler Duval. But nevertheless, it was, pretty cool. And the only way, he says, good to see you. Well, good to see you as well. Jan Michael, how are you doing? It says currently trending, Miss K. MIA, Mr. Donovan. Yeah. I don't know where he is. That Donovan could be anywhere. So I don't know. I talked to him a couple of days ago. So there's no telling. He may show up. So we'll see. I don't know. Mike Nice, how are you doing? And yeah, he was, Andre, he was hollering Duval, which was really weird. Yeah, I know that's what they do. But at a concert, when we trying to, listen to the 3T's, he up in there hollering Duval. Fly Guy, how are you doing? And Darius, what's going on with you? And say, well, Samantha Lee is full of cow dung. Then again, I just KKK on cider, the source. The U.S. black daughters of pure unbridled Satan will never, 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 ever, ever assume any modicum of, and your comment cut off. Daryl, how are you doing? All right, so for the sake of time, let's go ahead and get into it. As you guys might know, I'm probably, a little bit tired and get any sleep over the last couple of days, but it's all good. All right, so as I was saying at the beginning, reason why we're here today. Okay, so Tyrese Gibson, y'all know Tyrese Gibson. He's the singer that came to fame as he was singing a Coca-Cola commercial on the bus back in the day. Very beautiful chocolate brother with a nice smile. Anyway, a couple years back, we saw him take to, I think it was his Instagram live, and he was crying, right? He was just besides himself. And infamously, he says, "What more do you want from me?" Y'all remember that? Well, that's where this came from. So his ex-wife, Samantha Lee, that he met in 2017, and they got married on Valentine's Day in 2018, she, for lack of better words, wanted to take him to the cleaners. Now, let me go back. So they got married in 2018. Then 5 years later, they divorced. Now, it doesn't sound like Tyrese even know what the deal was, because he has a, pretty popular song, Love Transaction, which I really like. And I've heard it all on the radio and stuff. But anyway, in that song, he's basically saying that I guess their relationship or her loving him was transactional, because he, and I'm paraphrasing, said that she went on to trade the $10 sundresses or $12 sundresses that she was used to wearing for high-end stuff. And ultimately, she asked for $20,000 a month in child support. I'm not sure she got it yet. I think that maybe they're still going to court, but he did have to pay. He said she had like 3 or 4 attorneys, almost $1 million in legal fees. And so he was very upset about that. And again, he was like, where did I don't know what I did. So of course, a lot of people mocked Tyrese. Oh, you're always crying. There's always something with you. And, all that kind of stuff. Well, recently on, what's the name of this podcast? Hardly Initiated. She was being interviewed by the host, and they were just basically asking her about what happened in the relationship. So I'm going to show it to you guys. I figured that's who you are, Will. I figured that out. Got a different name. So anyway, I'm going to show y'all the video, and then we can go on and have a discussion about it. So here we go.
The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are, just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that, blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? What, like those types of things? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about.
All right. So basically what y'all heard, that's again, Tyrese's ex-wife, Samantha Lee. What it sounds like, hey, lady, how are you doing? I am doing well. Brina, what's going on with you? What it sounds like is now she's having buyer's remorse. Okay, so previously to her answering that question, she was again asked by one of the hosts, like basically how important is it to have somebody who is pro-marriage in your life, right? Because she was saying that I don't know what exactly went wrong. It doesn't sound like she said in regards to what her and Tyrese had going on. But basically, it sounds like she would cry and complain to, she says different family members, because she didn't really say, but she kind of said it was family members. And then, of course, they will go on to say basically like, oh, you should divorce and leave them. Not really trying to be supportive and be positive, like, yo, you might need to try to figure out a way to make your marriage work. Also sounds like maybe they talked her into, trying to get a bag out of Tyrese in regards to the $20,000 in child support, which again, Tyrese vehemently did not want to do that. He didn't understand what a child would need with $20,000 a month, and all of that. And so she was also asked later on in that podcast as well, um, basically, what she think about getting back with Tyrese. And she says, well, she didn't say no. I'm going to say that. She didn't say no. It was almost like yes, but she says, well, we both have to kind of, work on it. But it doesn't sound like she would be against it. Now, I should say that Tyrese has a girlfriend that he seems like he's, super in love with, a younger woman, Zelly, I think her name is. I think she's like 27, 28. And, they're all over the place. And he just goes on and on and on about her. But as I was watching her say that, I'm like, what are you doing here? This man, is involved. He has another woman and all of that. And here you are saying, yeah, I would entertain it. And now, you let this man go on and people make fun of him. And he had a mental breakdown, it sounds like, because of it and all of that. And now here you are saying, well, I let people get in my ear and, discourage me from staying married and, talking me into getting a divorce. And so when I saw that, I was like, is this a joke? Is somebody playing games? Because, if y'all remember too, and I'm going to get to y'all comments and then I'll put the link up. Tyrese, he had like a gag order or something like that put on him that he could not talk about the divorce proceedings at all, but she could. Like, she has her own TikTok and all that. So I guess she was, very vocal about it. But now here she is talking about, oh, well, I had other people in my ear, and perhaps if they would have said something positive to me, then we'd still be married. I don't know. So I'm going to read you guys' comments, and then I'm going to put the link up so that we can have a discussion. So let's see what we got here. Oh, Lord. See the comments already? All right. And I saw your comment, Black America. Are they? I don't know. That's the same podcast that Dr. Umar went on, I think. Was it Dr. Umar? No. Actually, it was Jamal Bryant. Pastor Jamal Bryant went on there. He kind of took them to school about some things really interesting. All right. And so a lady says she needs to take accountability. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, because she's, basically blaming other people for planting a seed in her ear. Darius says, and that's exactly who no nonsense Black men like me say no thanks to, and either stay to ourselves. Well, I don't necessarily know what Samantha is. Maybe I think she's mixed or something like that. I don't know. I guess you're probably meaning the type of woman with her mentality. I don't know. I would also wonder if Tyrese saw any of those signs. Doesn't sound like he did from what he's saying. And let's see. Arneva, what's going on with you? And Black America, you say Black women keep women. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep putting Black. Women keep women single. So it's funny because as I was kind of researching this, I did see a lot of people string together the commentary of the late Kevin Samuels when he said single women keep women single or something like that. And it's kind of like manifesting, if you will. Troy, how you doing? And facts not feelings, you say this low life, ex-wife of his trying to run away with his bag and not take responsibility for what she is doing. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe she's not going to get as much money as she thought she was going to get. And maybe she's like, okay, let me try to get my man back. Because it looks like he's doing a lot of wonderful, and it doesn't seem like Tyrese is stingy or nothing like that with his women. Because it looks like he's doing a lot of wonderful things with his new girlfriend. So I don't know. To me, something in the milk ain't clean with Samantha here. Because it's like, what are you doing? Like, this man has a woman, and he said he fought like hell to try to stay with her. He didn't understand what was going on, and she was just dead set about not staying married. So it's like, now what are you doing here? It was a whole spectacle not even that long ago in court. Even where the judge talked to Tyrese kind of crazy and just a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know. And our lady says she is accountable for who she let in her ear. I totally agree with you. In fact, my feeling says Tyrese girlfriend is a rag doll. So you talking about the new girlfriend? And what exactly is a rag doll, if you don't mind me asking? Darius says, go outside of your race and go overseas to marry unapologetically feminine, mature, accountable, responsible, respectful, cooperative, supportive, submissive, loving foreign women. I mean, again, that is your right to do that, and you should if that's where you feel like your woman is. But I'm going to tell you, women are the same all over the world. Trust me, they are. Ja, how are you doing this fine evening? Tawana, what's going on with you? You say he would be a fool to take her back. Yeah, but the question is, would he take her back? Because he sounds like he was madly in love with her, and it just kind of hit him like a ton of bricks as to her wanting a divorce and all that. He said he just could not figure out y'all saw it. What more do you want from me? What did I do wrong? He just did not know. And I like Tyrese, because I think that Tyrese is getting a bad rap, especially on the day of the internet, the age of mean, where everybody is mean. A lot of people to make fun of him, and oh, he's crying and this, that, and the other. But we can't tell people how to receive and experience heartbreak, right? Especially when you have no idea as to what happened. So I'm glad that he is getting some vindication here, and that she said that. Let's see here. And Darius, you say problem easily solved. Okay, we're going over there and let us know what happens when you get back. Andrea says she wants attention. That could be it too, but why bring him in it and say something like, oh, I would entertain it. We both would have to work on it. It's like, so he's supposed to just dump his girlfriend? Like, what is he supposed to do with her? And Monet says his ex is a grown woman. She made the decision, and this is the end result. Playing the blame game. Yeah, it's like, you're right. She's a grown woman, and you had people in your ear, and you just say, no. Because she said she went to them saying, oh, this is not right, or he's doing this, or he's doing that. And instead of, people saying, hey, girl, as life, as marriage, things happen, suck it up, figure out a way to make it work. From what she is saying, they told her, oh, okay, if I was you, this is what I would do, right? So, I don't know. Third Coast McQueen, how are you doing this evening? And Willie says, love your show, Demetria. Well, I love you being here. Thank you. And Brina says, weak women allow single women to keep them single. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And Brina says also, that's why you shouldn't talk to just anybody about your marriage. That is very true. One back in the day when I was going to church, my pastor, he says this, he says, he's talking to women. He says, be careful of who you talk to about your marriage. And, he was saying, make sure that the women that you're talking to, that they're saved and that they know the word. Because if you're not talking to anybody that doesn't know that knows the word, then they're going to say, oh, girl, if I was you. And I've heard that a long time ago. Somebody says to you, well, if I was you, bad news or bad advice is probably going to follow that, right? Because they're not you. And they can only kind of speculate what's really going on because they're not in your shoes. So people always say, well, if I was you, this is what I would do. And I would say, especially coming to really life-altering decisions, you might not want to listen to them. Maybe, take to consideration, but to full on take that advice as, 100% correct. Now you should vet that, but you should always consider the source as well. What is the track record of the person telling you, if I was you, this is what I would do? What are they on really? Especially the women that was in her ear or whoever was in her ear. Were they married? Do they have a successful marriage? Those are the people you listen to. But if you got a bunch of single homegirls, with a failed track record for whatever reason, then it's like, I'm a table that for later. That advice you're telling me, and I'll come back to it if I can, see a need for it. I don't know. And Angela says Tyrese should just move on and not look back. Yeah, I hope that. Well, because sometimes people could get, plant that seed out there. Because I would imagine Samantha knows Tyrese, so she maybe think, well, I could just plant that seed and he'll hear it because Tyrese is gonna hear it, and maybe he's gonna be feeling like, oh, okay, because it seemed like he was really in love with her. I don't know. Yeah, I've always heard, especially lately, the heart wants what the heart wants. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But do you guys think he would be a fool to go back to her? Uh, if he did. All right, Darius, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you for doing that. All right, so let's see. Um, and Monet says Tyrese needs to get a Southern black girl. Yeah, I don't know where his new girlfriend is from. Is she from here or is she from Africa, I think, or something like that? Don't quote me because I don't really know. I know she's like 27, 28. Facts Not Feeling says women are the same all over the world if they are not tightly controlled like in the Muslim world. Um, I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess in a Muslim world, there's yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna add nothing else onto it because I don't want to get myself in trouble here. French Creole, how you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Ricky say the best revenge is to let them see you happy. Yes, indeed. And my mother used to always say the best revenge is to be successful. Just succeed. Don't succumb to whatever it is that brought you down for a second or whatever it is. Just succeed. That's the best revenge. And to truly let them see you be happy. Because one thing a miserable person does not want to do is see you happy. You know. And Brina says people are so mean. I don't know how they live with that trouble. So yeah, especially nowadays, we are in the age of mean, where everybody's just mean. There is no type of filter or control. Just say whatever's on your mind, And it's like, well, that kind of stuff has consequences. You don't know what that other person is dealing with, what your words might cause them to do. So we need to be, very careful. Okay. All right, Darius. And Brina says, people have no empathy. They don't know how to just listen and understand. No, you know, as my mother used to always say, all the world's a critic. Everybody has a critique of something. It's like, well, when was the last time you critiqued your own life? Have you taken inventory of your own life? Or are you just looking at everybody else and saying, well, you, and if I woulda and shoulda and coulda, but have you looked in a mirror and given yourself a critique, right? Have you done a SWOT analysis on your own self, which I personally think people should do every once in a while. Businesses do SWOT analysis to measure your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Well, you should do that on yourself, right? Take personal inventory, a SWOT analysis on yourself and see where you can improve or whatever the case is. Okay. And Ais, if I didn't already, how you doing? It says, don't listen to the if I was you advice. Yeah, that one usually is a doozy right there. Miss Sweets Talk, how are you doing this fine evening? And let's see. Brina says, totally agree. And Yanni, how are you doing today? Will says, don't let your show become biblical. Oh, no. It can't, it hasn't gotten that way in a long time. Of course, you guys know I don't go to church. Some people may deem me to be a heathen. I haven't been to church in a very, 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 very long time. I do know the word to some degree. Of course, you guys know that I'm also born into the Nation of Islam. So I have a little knowledge of that as well. But I do not subscribe to any religion. Just for me, it's better that way. Brother Samuel, how are you doing? And Freddie B, what's going on with you? And Andrea says she's looking back now and regretting her decision. I've always really liked Tyrese. Living in the spotlight must be hard. People disguise themselves on purpose. I hope he doesn't go back. Yeah, I mean, especially since, she took him through all that. You saw the man have a mental breakdown and, he says he was on a bunch of medication and stuff like that. And you just kind of dug your nails in, You dug your nails in and watched it all unfold. And then you poured gasoline onto it and took the man to court for a bunch of money. And like Tyrese said in the song, it's a beautiful song, Love Transaction. He said at the end of the day, it was just all about money for you. Did you even really love me? Like, what were you? Was I a game? Were you plotting on me? Like, what was going on? But yeah, to sucker punch a person and then take them to court and say, yeah, I'm gonna need a whole lot of money about you. Especially when you ended the marriage and you didn't even really feel Tyrese in on as to why you ended the marriage. It's like, and you want money? You want money? And I don't even know why we're getting divorced. Yeah, that's messed up. She sounds like a very wretched individual, as I said. who's having a little bit of buyer's remorse. That's what I'm thinking. Because anybody who's been out there in them dating streets, and I have not, will say that it's a lot of nonsense out there. Okay. And so perhaps she's been out there in those dating streets, and then, she came up with a bunch of lint in her pocket, and maybe she thought about Tyrese and was like, damn, I threw a marriage away that was working, and maybe I didn't like something he did, and it wasn't significant, and I threw the marriage away, and maybe I need to be trying to get back with that man. I'm sure that's what it is, because I know somebody else um, who was kind of like her, and I know this person in real life that did the most. Like did the most to her soon to be ex husband, just calling the police, lying, and just a bunch of just heinous things. And then, as of late, she was like, I'm tired of being single. I'm tired of being alone. It's hard trying to, well, because she don't raise their daughter by herself, but it's hard. And I want things to go back the way they were. And it's like, well, what made you come to that decision? Because you've been out there in them streets. Perhaps you've been getting tossed from here to there and everywhere, and you see that what you messed over was 20,000 times better than what you was, getting treated like a trampoline in them streets for. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking. All right. So let's see here. Brother Reggie, what's going on with you? And Andrew, you say yes. You say all on TV. And Will, you say we speaking secular is all I meant. Oh, yeah. We sometimes we kind of go in and out. I try not to get too religious on here because religion is not my thing. Although sometimes I have to dig in the crates every once in a while. But, I don't knock it. It's just not for me. Maybe one day in the future when I'm an old lady with the hair full of gray hair and, walking around, I'll dust my Bible off and I'll say, you know what? Maybe I can go see if Deacon so-and-so is available. I don't know. But right now it's just not my thing. And William, how you doing? He says Tyrese needs to forget about his ex-wife and totally move on and say good riddance to bad rubbish. Yeah, I'm on that page too. But this is kind of how I see it too. You never know what I don't know. Like I said, the heart wants what the heart wants. I don't ever knock anybody for wanting something that I don't know that they left behind, because things change, people change, or whatever. And in that particular case, I was just telling you about the guy in that scenario I was just telling you about. He was telling me about it, and I said, listen, let me tell you something. I will never judge you. If you want to go back, to bring your family back intact, then you do that. At the end of the day, it's your decision. You do what you want to do. I'm going to respect you either way. I said, I believe, and you know how I feel, Black families need to be together. So if y'all could work it out and build on from there, then I'm with it. I said, but I'm never going to say, oh, you're a bad person. What you doing going back there? You know how she did you. I said, because I know the heart wants what the heart wants. And, your child is going to be better off to have both parents together. But that's for you to decide. I will never, ever make you feel like a horrible person for wanting to go back to that. A lady says, when will men learn to vet women? Beauty is the only vetting many of them do. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. I would imagine that there's a lot of men who actually do vet women, and there's a lot of women who do vet men. But I think what we also forget to realize is a lot of times people do send their representative. A lot of times people don't send, the person they gonna be after the newness wears off and the warm and fuzzy and, oh, you're so cute. I just love when you leave your drawers on the floor every day. You know what I'm saying? People, that person's not gonna show up right away. So a lot of times everybody does it, right? Everybody puts their best foot forward. Oh, I'm just such a nice woman, and you'll never, ever, 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 want for anything and this, that, and the other. And then 6 months later, she talking about, well, you didn't take out the trash, so you ain't getting none in the next month or whatever. So people can vet, but it's also up to the other person to really be who you are. And I got that advice when I was like 19 years old. I went to visit a friend of mine at his college dorm. And he had some other friends there, and they were going to the store. And, me and my friends were trying to be cute and all of that. They was like, hey, we're going to the store. Y'all want us to bring you something back? And we're like, Oh no, we good, we good. We not hungry. Stomachs growling and everything, right? And he says to me, and I never forgot that. He says, listen, I know y'all hungry. Y'all want something back. He said, just tell me what you want. I'll get it. He says, because 6 months from now, when I'm not even going to have to ask y'all, y'all just going to tell me. And you go into the store, okay, bring me back a bag of chips or whatever. So basically what he was saying is just keep it real right now. Don't be, fake right now and then keep it real later, because then I'm not going to know how to deal with y'all, because I took you at your word when you were being fake. So just be real. 19 years old, I got that lesson and I never ever forgot that. So let's see here. Cornell, how you doing? Connell, rather. He says religion is a title that's man-made. Spirituality, if anything, the most highest spiritual. Absolutely. So yeah, I agree with you. Just not terribly religious. Although I do pray every day, if that makes you guys feel better. Jason, how are you doing? I don't know where Donovan is. I called him and sent him a link. So not really sure. We're cool. I talked to him the other day, so I don't know. Maybe he's just out and about. Maybe he didn't know I was going to do the show, because as of this morning, right, I was still in Jacksonville. So maybe he just thought we weren't going to do the show. I don't know. So we'll see, right? And Andrea says, right, instead of divorcing, discuss it, work it out. Yeah, people don't do that anymore. And I am watching, and because I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years, but I am watching How to Give Birth to a God. And that was actually the suggestion of Brother Jonell, in the nation. And Brother Samuel, I think you also suggested that. And so I've watched part one. I'm on part two. It's actually 3 very long parts, but interesting, right? Very interesting. And so Farrakhan is talking about that. He's talking about, sort of the vetting process and how to raise children, and it's just wonderful. I'm so glad that I am watching it. I was at my sister's house when I started watching it, and she was taking a nap, and I was in the living room watching it, and she says, "Man, I thought I was at Daddy's house," because that's what my dad does. It's like Farrakhan all day, Nation of Islam all day, all night, all day, all night. Like you go to sleep, he's listening to it. You can't hardly sleep because my dad is hearing is kind of not all that it was. So then it's loud, and then you kind of get awakened with Farrakhan, and so I was like, man, I am turning into my dad, huh? Just listening to the to the minister or whatever. But anyway, it's not a bad thing. That's My Feeling says, I'm tired of being single equals tired of being jumped up and down on like a trampoline. Yeah, that's what it means. Jumped up and down like a trampoline by men who just don't mean you any good, right? Just by men who are just listen, not even just men, but women too. But people will tell you anything that, yeah, okay. For those of us who have had children or small children or whatever, and they want something really bad, and you say, okay, I'll give it to you if you be good. Oh, yes, I'm going to be good. I promise I'm never going to be bad again. I'm never going to do that again. You promise? Yes, I promise. And you give them the candy or whatever. And then as soon as they devour the candy, they right back at it. So basically, people going to tell you what you want to hear to get what they want. And sometimes it's, something very precious that you shouldn't just be giving to people anyway, right? I mean, you just shouldn't. That's my opinion anyway. Janet, how are you doing today? Says I missed a couple of your lives. You are only on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on YouTube as well. So I'm on both right now. But welcome, and welcome back. And Ashley, how are you doing? Facts Not Feelings says I try to stay out of religion because some facts I know about religion will have lots of people very upset if they find out. Yeah, I try not to get into religion as well, because then it gets sticky and people aren't going to agree, which is really why I'm not, in religion, because it's just a lot of division. And LMY, thank you so much for buying a membership. I love and appreciate you for that. Say I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you more. And Will says, I know, right? And Lady and Darius, y'all arguing for real? Is this what we're doing? And Black America says, oh, y'all, I'm gonna stay out of y'all little argument. Y'all be nice though. And Willie says, your opinion with respect, Demetri. I'm tongue-tied. I think I'm a little tired today. It's hot as well. Black America says, yeah, I don't believe that. And Arniva says, how to give birth to a God should be a required study for all young people. Man, let me tell y'all something. When I was watching it, right? I guess somebody in the audience was having a back and forth. It sounds like it was a sister having a back and forth with somebody. I don't know if it was a brother or another sister, but it sounds like the sister was saying, agreeing like amen or whatever. Sounds like somebody told her to be quiet. And Farrakhan, when I say Farrakhan, like I was like, whoo, he says, hey, sister, and I'm paraphrasing. He says, you don't talk to them. You talk to me. He says, we're not going to have no distractions up in here. And he says, if those of y'all, whoever telling her to be quiet and you don't like what she's saying, he says, you be quiet. Other than that, you deal with it. He says, you don't want to see the other side of me. I was like, but you know what I'm saying? He got that room together, but he was like, nah, this is something that needs to be played on the airways. It needs to be studied. And he's absolutely right. Like he was giving the jewels for how to give birth to a God. And he was talking to the woman. Of course, he was talking to the men too, because he says 75% of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's work was dealing with the women, and 25% of it was dealing with the men, because what? A nation could rise no higher than its woman. And so the woman has to be geared toward, child rearing and all that. And I was also, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, a whole lot of these people, including that of Kevin Samuel, I don't care what y'all say. I know y'all think a lot of his work is original, came straight from the nation. Because Farrakhan said, he was talking to the sisters, and he was saying, I know a lot of y'all think, basically y'all got these good jobs. You're a typist, you're a chemist, you're a doctor, and all this other stuff. He says, and I'm not knocking that. He says, but the greatest thing that you can be is, basically a mother, giving birth to a God, raising giants and all that other stuff. Giants are like great people. But so he was saying, he says, because who do you work for? Who are you going to work for? And we know the answer to that, right? So it's like, why spend that time out there when you could be at home raising, great children to do great things? So that's kind of where I'm at with it, but it's amazing. All right. So where it says, if Black America has socks, saying put them in your mouth. Oh, y'all, all y'all arguing. What y'all arguing about? I'm gonna put the link up because I need to hear this. Or do I? And hey, Beverly, how are you doing? And the lady say 100. And Brother Samuel says, you and your sister look like twins. How many years are y'all apart? My sister and I are a year and a half apart. I'm older than she is, but she's the boss. She's the boss of the relationship or the siblingship, if you will. Yeah, but very smart. She's also a math teacher as well. Very, very smart young lady. So yeah, we are. But we everywhere we went this weekend, people are like, "Are y'all twins? Oh my God, y'all look just alike." Like, no, we're not twins. So I'm actually older than she. And a lady says, facts, only support good Black men and women. Yeah, I mean, I think we should be supportive of all of us. Now, we shouldn't support all the things that we do, but we should try our best. For me, I know that will never change some people just, you can't change. They don't want to change. They want to hold on to the things that they're doing. But I think the best thing we can do is just set the example, right? Be a great example. It's kind of hard to tell people what to do if they don't see you doing it too. So if we are that what we're asking everybody else to be, then I think sometimes they just need to see an example like, oh, okay, well, that's not so bad. All right, let me try it out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we don't want to support everything that our people are doing, but we want to try to help as many as possible. And Harold, how are you? Says, tuned in from Cincinnati. How are you this evening? And the lady says, women have to vet their men better because allowing their seed into them. Yeah, and that's what Farrakhan said. And he broke it all down about the seed. He says that seed actually starts before it gets into the woman, right? It starts with the mindset of the man. It starts with what he's putting into his body, the drinking, the smoking, it's the whole package. So you're saying basically, and I'm paraphrasing, that men, they're cultivating the seed too, right? The sperm, they're cultivating that. So, it's important to be mindful of, what you got going on as well. So absolutely. But yeah, everybody should be vetting each other. And then the other thing is, why don't we just become good people during the vetting process, or just be that, right? Don't be a horrible person and then show up to the vetting process. Oh, I'm a good person. Oh no, I would never do this to you or whatever, and then you do it to them. You know what I mean? Uh, and Facts Not Feelings says thousands of years of evolution of the female species made cunning women. Of course, most men can't vet women. It's by nature's design. More vetting means less babies. Less babies mean extinction. Well, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want to be extinct, which I don't think black people will be extinct. Um, but y'all can vet women. Somebody made the comment. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, a lot of times, men, y'all do only vet on how big her booty is, how cute she is, you know. And then y'all get put a seed up in her, and then y'all find her, the true her shows up, right? Oh, I'm gonna need a bag. I'm gonna need $20,000 in child support, you know. But it's like, oh, that booty ain't so big after all, huh? So, uh, no worries, Will. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure out what y'all going back and forth over. And Rick says, thank you so much. Hit the like button if you're tired of seeing Taylor Swift at football games. Well, you know, I don't watch football. I don't have the ability to, but Taylor Swift, she sounds like she's supporting her man. What's wrong with that? Hey, only Pamela's way. Long time no see. Where you been? Brother Samuel says, though I wasn't in the nation at the time, but how to give birth to a God was the foundation basis in 1991. My choosing and nurturing their mother during that time. Also, a TL Barrett's lecture. Okay, so you weren't at the nation at the time, but yeah, it's a powerful lecture, very powerful. Farrakhan, he especially the first one. I don't want to say he was in rare form. I mean, just younger, but man, he played no games at all. And the lady says no one can be 100% vetted, but do the best you can. Yeah, nobody can. You know, I can. I'm a vet what you show me, right? And then of course that's where the waiting, the courting process comes in. You know, you don't have a conversation with somebody 2 or 3 times and be like, okay, that's the one. I think that's the one for me. Because especially in the beginning stages, people they're gonna say all the right things. They're gonna, have it all together. You got to see that person in action, like in real time. You know what I mean? Uh, Will says, "Nah, I love your mind, ladies. All right." And Brother Salmon says, T.L. Barrett, should we allow them to treat our sisters as prostitutes? And I'm going to say right off the top, no. But is that a quote or is that like a lecture? And Andrea said, yes. And Fly Guy says, I vet women based on personality, character, then looks. Yeah, personality. So I guess you're saying you have to kind of like vibe with her and then character, then looks. Okay. So I'm going to put the link up here if you guys want to come up. Let me put it in here. So y'all give me a second to take care of that. Personality, character, and looks. I'm just thinking because I think mine will be just a little bit different. I don't know. I mean, personality is definitely in there somewhere. Thank you, a lady. You say Shirley Strawberry's husband. Oh, Shirley Strawberry's husband, an example of a woman that had the resources to vet, but didn't care. Yeah. Yeah, and we can get into that because y'all know Shirley Strawberry. She's on the Steve Harvey show. She's married to, I don't know, the guy, somebody. Sounds like he was a good guy, but then he ended up getting in trouble for like child, solicitation of pictures. Y'all know what I mean? And just some other pretty grimy stuff that she didn't know about. Sounds like she was trying to stand by his side, but then it got public, and so she was like, I can't do it. Sounds like she lost her house and her car, just a lot of stuff. And she thought he was a good guy, and that's terrible. I honestly feel sorry for her because Shirley Strawberry is up there in age, and don't no woman that old want to be going through that, thinking you got a good guy, and then he turned out to be a slime bag. So yeah, that's horrible. And thank you for the donation. Love and appreciate you dearly. Okay, let me put this up here, and Pamela, I'm gonna answer your question just a second. All right, we're gonna see what we got. All righty. The link, let me copy it. Oops. Is live. All right. So Pam, I'm not sure where Donovan is today. I thought he was going to be on the show, but I don't know. Admittedly, maybe he didn't think that I would be here today because I was really in Jacksonville this morning. So I don't know. Maybe he just didn't know I that I would be here. So we'll see. Maybe he'll show up. I sent him a link. And Brother Samuel, you say we need to write our ideal list of attributes for our mates. Earlier, it was a lecture similar to how to give birth. Okay, so the nation they delivered another lecture. Yeah, I'd like to check that out. But I agree with you. Write it down. Be sure of who it is that you're asking for. And be very sure because sometimes what you ask for ain't really what you want. You might ask for companionship and it be companionship, all right, but you be miserable. So be very careful. There was a book that I read, and Brother Samuel, I think you recommended the book to me. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's in my room, actually. It was a workbook, a workbook by a Muslim brother, basically asking questions for you to write down, in regards to relationships, who you're looking for and all that other stuff. So I actually read and worked through that book. It was really interesting, very eye-opening. But what I think you recommended that book to me, and I can't think of the name of the book off the top of my head, but it was really good. Black America says, who is a smart, pretty woman? Most smart, pretty women are not the cuties. Okay, I see y'all going back with Black America. Lord have mercy. Okay, so Brother Samuel says, I mean the T.L. Barrett topic was a lecture. Oh, okay, got it. I'd have to check that out. All right, so the link is open if you guys want to click it and join the conversation. Let me remove this so I can see. All right, so I'm gonna put it back up in here. All I ask, if I have not seen your face before or you haven't been up here before, just show me your face before I bring you up to the big screen. That way I can make sure there's no shenanigans because sometimes people like to act a fool. And we don't have time for that necessarily today, tomorrow, or ever. So I'll be waiting for you guys to come up. But yeah, in regards to Tyrese's ex-wife, I just honestly think that she's having buyer's remorse. I think she really thought about it, and that's not rare, right? A lot of people, I mean, like Tia Mowry, right? She's a good example of a woman, for whatever reason, it doesn't sound like it was a good reason, no reason at all, that she divorced her husband. She said that she just graduated from marriage, or I don't know, that marriage, it was just weird, right? She's on Instagram, she's dancing around and partially dressed, and she's free now. She's free. She's a free woman. And then I don't know, about a year or so later, she's on podcasts talking about how, people just want sex now. She's going out on these dates and stuff, and all they want is sex. It's like, well, you had a man that seems like he was a good husband, a good father, because she never really did say, and he says, I did not cheat, and she didn't say he cheated. So he says, I didn't cheat. It sounds like he was also kind of bewildered as to why he was getting the boot, just like Tyrese. So you have, some women, I don't know if it's a phenomenon or whatever it is, but it's like y'all throwing away good men to do what? What are you doing this for? Like you got what most women want, or what they say they want, and then you get out there in the streets and it ain't what you want, and then now you want to, all they want is sex. It's like, duh, And Abrina says self-awareness before requesting things from others. Yeah, exactly. Black America, how are you doing?
Good afternoon. Hello, all you mean people in the chat. Boy, you was talking about people being mean. There's some nastiness going on today. I love it.
I see they eat you up.
Hey, they wake up and choose. Well, that's because it ain't no smart, pretty women. It's not too many smart, pretty women. It's a few, but for the most part, very attractive women are, they're not the smartest apples in the bunch. I mean, it's a fact. It's like Stacey Abrams, okay? Stacey Abrams is an unattractive woman. She's very funny looking, but she's smart as hell, and she can't get elected because she's unattractive. I mean, you nobody wants to wake up and see something that big on the TV as their
Now,
government.
see, why you always trolling?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
No, I thought you was talking to somebody. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Now we would vote for her because she was black, kind of like the Barack Obama thing. But for the most part, like I wouldn't want to wake up and see that. I think Beyonce might be dumb as a box of rocks, but
I don't think
somebody would
so.
vote. I think she might. I've met her a couple of times, and she's very meek and mild. But I'm saying the archetype, right? Not her exactly. But people would rather vote for something like that versus a Stacey Abrams. You know what I mean? Like if you look at all of the women, the black women that are in politics, you don't see no Lizzo sized, unattractive. Even the bald headed chick with the alopecia, she has a very pretty face. You know what I mean? And she's not all, blowed out. So I mean, it's just an opinion coming from a guy.
Well,
You
listen.
know,
Okay, and I guess I have to respect your opinion. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what may not be attractive to you is definitely attractive to somebody else, right? But I will say this because
that's not true.
I oh, trust me, it's true. Because
Look at Holly Berry. Look at Holly Berry. Holly Berry back then when we were younger, she was gorgeous,
she's gorgeous
right?
now.
But and that's the problem. You think she's gorgeous now. She's not.
I
She's
tell you
not.
this.
She is a pretty for an old lady. She's not gorgeous though. It's like women will say, "Oh, Lizzo is pretty."
We see your beautiful car, but let us see you. Take down the car. Let us see what you look like.
You have seen what I look like.
They haven't seen you.
You think I give a damn about any of these people?
I'm just saying. I think depending on how people look,
What?
we
What?
should be able
What?
to see yours.
Wait a minute. You have seen what I look like.
I have.
Okay, so I am not Quasimodo.
You might not be to me, but you might be to somebody else.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have to look at it in general. You can't just look at it for one individual. You can't say, "Oh, well, as a whole, Miss D, I got three constant women in my life. I'm not a bad looking dude."
I didn't
And
know
and
that. You got three constant women in your life.
yeah, I explained it to you kind of a little bit one time, but don't worry about it.
Can I share the link with them and they can come on? We can have a conversation.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
No, I'm talking about share the link with your three ladies.
Maybe two of them. One of them doesn't play well with it.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get back
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
comments.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm gonna stay right there. I'm gonna get in the comment section. Facts Not Feelings. It says women vet men similar to how men vet women. How men, when you say goodbye to a woman after talking to her, pay attention to where her eyes go. Yep, they go right to the front of your pants. It's true. For real. You tripping. Oh God. And Brother Simon says, I feel my ex was influenced by the outside. Later, she said because she was confused on things, something to do with the nation. Oh, okay. Yeah, that outside influence it's a hell of a thing, which is why you got to be, the master of your own mind. You can't be letting, different people inside of your head because, especially somebody trying to talk you out of what is a good thing. You'd have to ask yourself why. Like, why, homegirl, would you want me to be single or see, and that's the other thing too. You have to be careful of who you talk to. You ain't supposed to be telling your business to everybody, especially in your relationship. That's not for everybody to know because somebody out there might be hating. And now it's like, okay, here's my opportunity to dissuade her or him from being in a relationship. And now they getting treated like a trampoline or whatever in the streets with the person who gave you the advice, right? Uh, oh, thank you so much, Brina. I appreciate you. I'm sure Black America would deem otherwise, but we don't care, right? Andrew says you had it right the first time. And Juggernaut, how you doing? He says there are weak-minded individuals that let outside influences interfere with your happiness. Not saying strong-minded individuals don't fall into that trap, but we think hard before we make the move, though. Yeah, no, it's definitely a weak person to take the advice of somebody else, especially like one thing I would say about Kevin Samuels. Can't remember the name of the video it was, but he says that, you know, occasionally he would have homeboys that come to him and say, hey man, you know, I'm thinking about stepping out on my wife or doing something, you know, with so and so. And he's like, man, if you don't take your ass home, you got a good woman at home, and I'm gonna tell on you if you don't go home, if you're out here in these streets, right? Um, those are the people that I guess what I'm trying to say have, you know, have our best interest at heart. Those type of people. But you know, a lot of times people, you know, they'll go to somebody with the nonsense and they'll say, well, you know, if you got to do it, you got to do it, right? Yeah, I'd hit that, you know, whatever. And talk you into leaving a whole good relationship off of some, you know, some booty, for lack of better words. And let's see here. I'm gonna skip down. And GA, how you doing? He says Tyrese X won't get a dime. Damn those lips, lips and lipstick. And Virgo, how you doing? He says, put up or shut up. Yes, indeed. Okay. And William says, what he sound like is ignorant. Black America, they own you today. And Brina says, Lizzo is very pretty, but y'all, going by her weight, you wouldn't say the same thing if she lost the weight. Yeah, that's true. And all easy. You say you look at the feet too. Is that what you're doing? You looking at feet? I don't have a problem with Lizzo at all. Lizzo is handling her business. She's wealthy. She's smart. She is beautiful. Everybody's not going to be a size 3. It's just a fact. You know, people come in all different shapes and sizes. And of course, I don't want.
But that's not the thing. So you have this one bigger lady that's a model, Jabria Majors. That lady is beautiful, but she's big, but she's beautiful. It's a difference just between being big and shapely and being big. So I mean, I understand what the people say. Nobody wants, especially women. I don't know why women don't want any other woman to be ugly. But I'm sorry, if there's not an ugly woman, there can't be a pretty woman. If there's not a 2 or a 3, there can't be a 10. So you guys really have to kind of figure out, you know, about that. Everybody can't be a 10.
Well, I mean, somebody ugly to somebody, you know, and nobody's all beautiful. I mean, Beyonce is ugly to somebody. And I know some people are like, what? That's kind of hard to believe, but she is. So, I mean, I just think, I don't know, get with who you think is beautiful or whatever the case is. Because, you know, a lot of times you see people, you might see a woman who people deem to not be attractive with somebody. I'm like, how does she get him? She, whatever. But you don't know. He may see her as beautiful physically on the inside. I mean, you just don't know what drives another person to be with somebody. So I never am one of those people. Because to me, Black America, you kind of have like that, almost like the cookie cutter conversation that either you're beautiful or you're ugly. And all people are going to see this beautiful person is beautiful, and all people are going to see this ugly person is ugly. When the truth of the matter is, it's all over the spectrum, right? So you just don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Some people may not think that you're attractive. I know there's people who don't think I'm attractive. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but it's just life.
Right, exactly. So most people are average, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't sit and consciously say that a woman like Lizzo or a lady like Stacey Abrams are beautiful. You can't, because then it'll be no room for a Holly Berry 20 years ago, or Jennifer Lopez 20 years ago, or Kelly Rowland today, you know, or Serena a few years back.
Have you seen J-Lo without her makeup?
Yes, they used to stay in our hotel all the time.
Yeah, so I'm sure she looks a lot differently without the glitz and the glam, right?
She has a great body. That's a huge component of our attraction, men's attraction to women is your physique, and it's a big part of it.
Got you. Brother Sammy said, yes, the book, The Journey to Get the Love You Desire Begins with You. Yes, 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 yes. So it was you that introduced me to that book. Really good book. I'm going to go back through it. When I was on a plane yesterday, I was going to reread Dr. Ava Muhammad's book, Weapons of Self-Destruction. But for whatever reason, I thought I had it downloaded on my phone. I read it like 4 times, but it wasn't. So I continued reading The Art of War, which is a bunch of just, I don't know. I have my opinions of that book. Nevertheless, thank you once again for recommending that book to me. And Will says this is a man speaking, Black America. Okay, so you're talking to Black America. Jay Bubba says, now guys, get the work all the time from women, but you better not call Lizzo fat. I mean, yeah, I don't know Lizzo, so y'all can, it doesn't. I don't have a skin in any, no pun intended, skin in the game. In regards to Lizzo, I mean, she's, I don't know. I just don't. I just don't like the meanness that goes on with Lizzo. Uh, like I said, everybody's not going to be what you want them to be. Be who you want to be. That's my opinion. Lizzo, whether she's fat or skinny, does not keep my lights on in this house at all. So I don't care whether Lizzo's skinny or fat. Her man apparently doesn't care. She's engaged, and he likes all of her. So I think that's kind of all that matters. But as far as calling Lizzo fat, I don't know. Lizzo is who we see. But what about the
So
people?
it so if she was so happy, why is she always getting on the internet, boo hooing and crying? If she's so secure in her own person, she wouldn't be acting in such a manner. You see what I'm saying?
I
So
do, but I have an
so
answer for that.
the validation from the man. Listen, Samantha Lee. I'm gonna go there right quick. Samantha Lee is a super gorgeous woman. She's very sexy and she's beautiful. Even without makeup, she is a gorgeous woman. But you women gotta realize, if a man asks you to marry him, that is going to be one of the only men in your life that actually wants you. Chris Rock said something a long time, and I didn't. He says, if a woman is married, another man will have sex with women. No
You kind of
other is going to.
you kind of cutting out a little bit, so I don't know if you're in a bad area. Uh, yeah, I think you're in a bad area somewhere. Oh, I have an answer as far as why Lizzo's probably online crying all the time because, as I said, we are in the age of mean. People do not care. We think because celebrities are on, I don't know, the stage or online or whatever, we have the right to judge them and say whatever we want, forgetting that they are human, right? So they're not robots. They're not inanimate objects there for our leisure. They have feelings too, and so I don't know. I just tend to think we should be careful of what we say to people because we don't want it to be said to us. Nobody, and I would say a lot of people could not withstand the scrutiny that they get. Now I have a little brother, and he says, along with the fame comes the blame, and I would say, yeah, that's true. But how much scrutiny and blame do they actually deserve? It's just like comes from mean, jealous, unbusy people sitting on the internet. Oh, Lizzo, you look extra fat today, or whatever. It's like, well, who gives you the right to do that? And that's where my concern is. So she's human, so of course she's gonna cry and be upset about that. To think that she wouldn't be is ludicrous, I would think. And POP, how you doing this fine evening? You say, as long as B is rocking a hair hat eyed, we her alone. Well, Beyonce's got really long hair, like all the way down her back, her own hair. Beyonce wears weaves, I guess, or lace fronts, wigs, because she's under all the hot lights and the fans and stuff. And that stuff is horrible on your natural hair. So she has to wear a protective style, but Beyonce's hair is all the way down her back. So she's got hair. But welcome to the chat. Nevertheless, Patty, how are you doing today? He said, my aunt used to tell me that a woman who is considered ugly is simply broke. Oh, got you. Because you know what? They said that about the Kardashians. They showed the before pictures of them before, Dr. Miami and plastic surgery and stuff. And they showed them afterwards. And they said, you're not ugly, you're broke. It's funny, but in some cases it's true, right? I would say in a lot of cases, because if you got the right hair team or makeup or whatever the case is, then yeah, I think everybody has the ability to look like something. But yeah, I would agree with that. Uh, oh, thank you, Easy. And Poppy said J Lo hit the wall years ago. Oh Lord. Well, J Lo, she's been with many of what people would consider high valued men, right? She's back with what's his name? Ben. I forget his name. Ben, some damn body. But she was with him years ago, and they're together now. I guess. I think. I don't know. Cosmo, how are you doing today? He said, I missed it. What did Tyrese X say? She basically said that other people were in her ear. And that's what caused her to divorce Tyrese based off of what they were telling her. And it sounds like she's having a little bit of buyer's remorse. So, and Brina says she has issues. Skinny people do too. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to have log on to the internet and see people talking about you, having think tanks about your weight, and it's like, why are you doing that? Why are we that way? I don't get it. It's the equivalent of being in the sandbox in elementary school again. Oh, you're ugly. You're fat. It's like that. And these are grown people doing that. But if you would, look into their life, imagine if the computer could flip around and you could look into their life. I think people like Lizzo and other people who get dogged out on a regular basis, they would probably laugh like the man behind the curtain, right? The Wizard of Oz. They'd probably be like, that's what I've been crying over. That person making fun of me. Oh, wow. I should actually be feeling sorry for them. So, you know, uh, Bree, you say that's so untrue. And thank you are replying to Black America. And Third Coast from Queen says, I got a cousin that only likes fully figured women. Yeah, there's a lot of men out there that like fluffy women. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If they say more pushing to the cushion, shade in the summertime, heat in the winter, all of that, right? Yeah. I had a friend back in the day. He says only a dog wants a bone. He says when he go to the rib shack, you don't tell the waiter to bring you the plate with the most bone, the most bones. It says bring the ribs with the most meat on the bones. That was him. He liked his women, a little fluffy as well. Will, I see you're annoyed by Black America. And Ricky say, I understand the body positivity and all that. And Lizzo is talented, but being that big is unhealthy. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but then I don't know Lizzo's medical chart or any of that kind of stuff. I know that Lizzo can outdance a whole lot of people. If y'all have ever seen Lizzo perform, oh yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with. She ain't sitting up there like, winded or nothing like that. That girl can go. Cosmo says it's always interesting hearing men rate women laugh out loud because Samantha's average looking to me as well. That's why I was like, I mean, I'm not saying she's ugly, but she's average looking, But I think there's something else behind that too. It might have some people with a little bit of colorism, if you will, going on, And Wilbur, how you doing? I say Black America, oh, are you fat or big boned? If now, I will speak on that. Plus, Lizzo is a woman. The way she responds, it is not supposed to make sense to us men. Yeah, I mean, she has feelings too. You say you meant to say I wouldn't speak on it. Got you. You said Jay-Z can keep Beyonce. I'm sure that he plans on doing that. Brina says, I've always been big and never had a problem getting men. My friends stopped inviting me out because the men they wanted would always come for me. Listen, you and I know the truth. Some of these dudes sitting up on this internet, oh, my woman got to look like an Instagram baddie and all this other stuff. And then you see him as like, you just be talking all that head online, huh? But in real life, it's a different story. But yeah, we know men. There's a lot of men that like women with a little cushion. They just do. I mean, and we ain't gonna spend no time arguing with them because we know that there's a lot of men who like bigger women. They just do. Some people say, well, it's unhealthy, whatever, but that ain't your business, right? And Pamela says, and Black America is quoting Chris Rock, the same man who sat up on stage and talked down about a black woman. Okay, got it. Hence the infamous slap, right? Affleck. What? And Will, you say, I have several more seats, Black America, while you listening. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, I know who Affleck is. It's the insurance company. Well, what are we doing? And Jay Bubba says, Sister Demetra, I don't like to change the subject, but I do want your opinion on these Democrats shield popping up everywhere lately. Okay, well, we can switch gears if you want. Well, we are embarking on election season, which is next year, right? Of course, you'll have the preliminaries and, all that stuff, probably February, March, April, May, somewhere around there. And then, of course, the presidential election will be in November. But the Democratic shills, they've always been there, but it seems like they're maybe popping up earlier because they see what's going on in regards to Black people in America. A lot of Black people are distancing themselves from the Democratic Party because we are seeing now more than ever in living color what they're doing. All the money that they're sending overseas, just you name it, right? Bringing the immigrants in. It's just a lot of stuff and ignoring Black people wholesale, right? Like, Black people, what's that? But of course, when it comes time to vote, they'll be knocking out the door, showing up at the church, having the fish fries, just the usual stuff. The question is, will we fall for it? I think the answer is we're not going to fall for it as much, and they know that. They're trying to bring the migrants over as a buffer class to replace Black people, but it's not going to happen soon enough because the country is kind of like rejecting it wholesale because they're bringing the immigrants in and just giving them everything. And you got people who got student loan debt that's not been forgiven. Inflation is through the roof. I mean, it's just a lot of things that's going on. But it's like you're giving all this money away and you're not helping, the American people. So and y'all especially know Black people, we want reparations, and that's it's not happening now. I don't say it's not gonna happen, but yeah, there's a lot going on, and the Democrats know it. So it's I don't see Joe Biden getting a second term. I don't see him getting a second term at all. He's just not a good guy. But people tried to warn others of that in the beginning. Hey, Joe is not who you think he is. This, that, and the other. Oh no, I'm voting blue no matter who. I'm with Joe and all this other stuff. And now Joe is, as from what I understand right now, him and his wife are on a beach somewhere as he's giving all that money to Israel, and to help them in the war against Hamas, right? And so Joe don't care. He's napping on a beach somewhere, having a good time. Third coach says, I love a skinny woman. I mean, and cool, because skinny women need love too. Big women need, everybody needs love. So, to each his own. I mean, really it is. I would never begrudge anybody of what they want. And Brina says, seems like people who tried to put me down about my weight would always break down and eventually spill their guts to me about their troubled lives. Yeah, because in society, we are taught kind of to hate bigger people. If you're not, a size 3, 4, 5, 6, then you're not fit to sit with us, right? You need to lose some weight.
Is that true?
Yes.
You think that's true?
That we're taught to hate bigger people? Yes. It's absolutely true. I mean, how do you? I
don't see that.
But okay, let me ask you this: how do you hate somebody you know nothing about other than a little blip on the internet? How do you hate somebody? Or how do you hate even before the internet? You see a big person out in public and you have an opinion. How you don't know anything about them? So how is that you can hate somebody you know nothing about?
I don't think it's hating anyone. I just think it's making a rational thought of what is good and healthy and what is not. It's like you said, bigger people. Football players Warren Sapp is a huge person. but I wouldn't think anybody would say that they didn't like him. He was a football player. Refrigerator Perry.
Okay, but
These
wait.
were
It's
big
different
men.
for men, though. It's different for men. Society don't see bigger men the way they see bigger women. They just don't. They don't.
Okay, so it's not that we hate him. It's just about attractiveness. It don't have anything to do with liking them or disliking them. It just has to do with how attractive they are as a person.
Okay. Okay. POP Ben Affleck. I was like Affleck. I'm telling you, I'm not the sharpest knife in a drawer sometimes, but I got you. Will say that's why I want you see what you have. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Maybe I'm dyslexic or something. But if you want to write that again, okay, I got you. POP. And Ray, how you doing? Says she realized what she lost, but now he's happy with his new woman. Yeah, and sometimes it has a lot to do with it too. Oh, I see. He over there happy. He over there singing to her and praising her and buying her all this stuff. Okay. Cause see, you know, whatever reason she did to Tyrese, or for whatever reason she did that to him, she probably thought, oh, I'm coming out on top. I'm highly attractive. I can have any man I want, and I'm gonna get all this money. But then, she saw she ain't being treated no better than what we would consider the average woman out there in them streets. Because if she wasn't, she'd have a man by now. She obviously doesn't have a man. She's sitting up on somebody else's podcast talking about, well, yeah, if he's willing to do the work together, then yes, she would entertain it. It's like, girl, if you don't go on somewhere, yeah, go out there and be the trampoline you want it to be. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think she's a horrible person for doing that. And now she's also planting seeds of doubt in his girlfriend's mind, because I'm sure she's thinking like, wait a minute now. That's the ex-wife that he was crying over. Obviously he's distraught, right? So his new girlfriend's probably thinking, damn, is he going to leave me? Is he going to go back to her? Because I know, he really wanted her, and the album that he's got now was dedicated to her. So that's not cool. That's to me a person who thinks more of themselves than they ought to. I think I'm all of that. So I'm just going to, no. And if I was Tyrese, I would come on and be like, next. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Well, well, a lot of women leave because they think they can do better. Is that correct? I mean, that's what has been said, that a lot of women leave because they think they can do better than what they already had.
I mean, men think the same thing. Trust me, I know. I'm speaking from experience. I've had a man or two leave me, cheat on me because they thought they was gonna be with something better, and then it was like, "Hey, how you doing?
So,
The
so did
grass
they
wasn't
leave?
greener over there."
So did they leave you or did they cheat on you? Because that's a huge difference. Cheating on you is not leaving.
Okay, so one cheated and stayed, and then the other one cheated and then left. Does that make sense?
Hello?
Yes, now that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I understand that.
Mhm. And how you doing, Third Coast McQueen? Let me get to these comments real quick, and I'm
I'm,
gonna
I'm,
do
I'm
what
trying
you
to
do.
get this together.
Are
Hell,
you doing all right? And a lady said the Republicans can't lead; they can't even pick a House Speaker.
you are
Yeah, that's a
not on
whole
the show.
disaster. Yeah, neither party is for Black people, so don't mistake me in that. And neither party is. I mean, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we'd be better off to do for self, right? Nobody in the White House cares for Black people. We have to uh, care. I'm gonna put you on mute. Uh, we have to care for ourselves. So I think that's kind of where we are. And you also say Marianne Williamson, 2024. I mean, she's cool on the surface, but you got to really listen to what she is saying. I don't think Marianne is really for Black people like that either. Uh, and and I'll let you talk about that in a minute. Third Coastman Queen. Yeah, Ben Affleck. Yeah, Affleck. We gonna get it together. The last good man in Jersey. How you doing? He says Trump almost won the last election. It was incredibly close. There's a good chance he wins in 2024. Just saying. Yeah, he's actually, if it was the election was today, he would actually beat Joe Biden. He would actually win from what the polls are saying, which is why I believe they are trying so hard to get him, locked up so he can't run, obviously, right? Lady says Marianne Williamson said over 20 years ago, this country will never heal without reparations for Black Americans. Yes, she did say that. Um, And I think she's, her heart is in the right place with that. But a lot of times people, they say one thing and they do another. Reparations is going to come to Black people whether they want it to or not. It's just been prophesied. You cannot, until you atone and do right by Black people for what is being done to us and what has been done to our people. This country it's going to continue to fall. Right? It just is. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in The Fall of America, all this is said to come, and he wrote that book back in the '60s, and we are seeing a lot of the stuff, if not all of it, manifest. So America doesn't have a choice. They need to atone. It needs to rather atone for what it has done to us. Point blank. Period. So, but in the meantime, we do need to do for self. And I don't know what happened to Third Coast McQueen. He was still trying to get his stuff together. And you say, well, you're considering not voting. Yeah. A lot of people are considering not voting. They're like, for what? What am I waste gas money to go to the polls for, to vote? And I'm still not going to be served as a Black person in America. I'm just not. So it's just at this point, it's just kind of a waste of time. And not voting is still a choice. So don't let people try to tell you, oh, you need to exercise your right to vote. And if you don't vote, because usually they tell you that, especially when in regards to the Democrats, if you don't vote, then Republicans are going to get in. Well, it ain't going to be your fault. It's the fault, I guess, of the people who voted them in or whoever, right? But we should never let them guilt trip us into going to vote for more of nothing. So that's kind of why you see the Democratic shills coming out in droves as well. And Brina says, the logical men choose with their eyes. I think most men choose with their eyes. It's rarely, unless it's Stevie Wonder, right? And even Ray Charles, wasn't he? He's feeling the woman to see if she was, his size or whatever. A lady says, I came back because I thought he dropped down. Oh, Lord. Well, I put the link up there. Nobody else wants to come up here. I'm going to put it back up in here. And Ebony, how you doing?
Have a lady come up. I think this would be a good conversation.
It's going to be a conversation, not an argument. Are we clear, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we're clear.
It's always a good conversation. We don't argue on the demetification.
I mean,
heck to the no.
We try not to anymore anyway. We're gonna have some heated discussions, but and Ebony said he's lying. And how you doing? He says we treat fatness like it's a crime. Oh yeah. We know, you know what I'm saying? We ain't crazy. We know it is. It's like you see a big person or whatever, and all the judgment comes. And God forbid they out eating or something. Look at them. Do they need to be eating anything else? And that's why they fat now. Everybody got something to say. It's like, mind your business. And Ebony says Tyrese is still crazy, though. Laugh out loud. I don't really think Tyrese is crazy. I think he's just been misunderstood. And I think he's just gotten a bad rap. Because sometimes when people say stuff, the story just sounds incredible, right? Like, no way. But then it comes out to be true. So I think that's kind of what Tyrese is going through. Just a lot of people doubting him. And, I think him crying over her didn't help. A lot of people made a joke about it. So Angela says, Black America, keep your opinion about fat women to yourself. Brina says, look, I don't like pretty boys. I like dark men with strong features. Nothing against L. Hey, no offense taken. She talked about L the Barge, of course. I've loved L the Barge since I was like 12. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a preference of who they want to be with, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should be with who you're attracted to, because if you're not, then it's probably not going to work. You're just forcing something for whatever reason. So definitely be with who you're attracted to. FBA Rigger, all Black. How you doing? Said, yes, she's horrible. She listened to outsiders that was jealous and wanted her to sabotage herself. Yeah, that's exactly what she did. And then, she thought it was going to be, just good in the hood in the streets, and it wasn't. And she's saying that she really ain't all that special and unique, right? I guess she thought once she got divorced from Tyrese, she was going to get out there and throw her hook in the water, and, a million men were going to bite, and she was going to have her pick. And she found out the hard way, but it's like, how dare you, say that now? What and my thing is, if he was to say, okay, let's work it out, would you do it? Destroying, the heart of his new girlfriend. So yeah, the ex-wife, she's very self-serving. POP says, don't ever, Demetri, don't ever put yourself down like that. Oh, I forgot what I said, but I won't. Will you say, what you see on my photo YouTube is who I am, is what? Oh, got you. Meant spelling was intentional. I figured that, but sometimes I'm really green to a lot of stuff. So y'all have to hit me to the latest, if you will. Yeah, you know what though? And I love that. I love to see people who are authentic, especially on social media, because you see some people's profile picture, like, oh, okay, all right. And then you see them in real life, and it's like, you're using a whole lot of filters there. Cosmo, can you show me your face really quick before I bring you up? No one else can see you but me. And then you can put your picture back. Let's see here. Yanni, if I didn't already, how you doing? It says some men dog women that they can't get in the first place. Yeah, that's true. Now come back up, Cosmo. Nobody else can see you but me. Just come back up. And then you can put your picture back up. And then I'll bring you up. I won't show everybody else your picture. But come back up, because I want to hear what you have to say. Please, please, please. And I know you're in the comment section. I'm not saying you are not who you say you are, but unfortunately, I just have to check, because y'all wasn't here. I think it was like 6 months ago or so. It was the worst thing ever happened when I, let people come up. Not saying you're going to do anything, but let somebody come up. It was just like my eyes. I want to stab my eyes out. Yeah, I think I don't know. I guess that's true for a lot of people. Yanni, people, out of their dating, out of their league. I don't know. Is that a such thing? Jay Bubba, he said, yeah, because Roland is out cussing us out again. Yeah. See, Roland's got to be cussing because he knows black people ain't falling for it again. See, back in the day, Roland Martin used to be the authority of, Black America. What's going on in Black America? And Black people listen to him, and but now he's pissed because Black people are like, no, because you're not addressing the ills that are going on from the White House onto Black people. You just keep trying to, and I get it. I'm not saying the Republicans are that much better. They're not, but that's Roland's go-to. Oh, well, if y'all don't vote, the Republicans gonna do this and the Republicans gonna do that, but you're not talking about what the people in the White House are not doing for Black people, and why Black people are feel disenfranchised or discouraged to even go to the polls in 2024. We've been going to the polls, and everybody else has been benefiting. So why, Roland, would we want to continue to do that? But he won't answer that question, though. He keeps on, raging and cussing and acting a damn fool all over the place. Like, you mad at the very people that you need to go vote, but instead of talk, because you don't talk to white folks like that, but he want to talk to us like that, call us all kind of names, and but it's like, oh, that's supposed to get us to the polls. Nah, I was gonna say something mean, but I'm not. I'm trying to be nice. I'm turning over a different leaf, I think. And Yanni says the Dems here in Louisiana were so confident that they didn't even run a decent campaign. Yeah, they're gonna actually have to work for it now, because Black people are like, just stay home. I don't want to show up. I bet. And a lady says, we will never get reparations with a Black president. No, well, we saw that, right? Barack Obama was like, yeah, they thought they was gonna get reparations. Hold my beer. Andrea, you say, we have to realize we are playing right into evil society's plan by judging each other on outside appearances, right? Yeah, I mean, my thing is, if you do not like somebody or they are not for you, then, don't focus on them, but you ain't got to tear them down. Cosmo, come back up here. I'm going to put the link back in here if anybody else wants to come up. I see people coming up, but they're not staying. But yeah, come up. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say. And Pamela says,
what is Roland Martin saying?
He's going to his, I don't follow Roland. Roland actually blocked me on Twitter because I called him to the carpet and he didn't like it. So I don't really follow Roland, but some people send me clips here and there of him, going ham on Black people, basically kind of likening us to being stupid. Um, and he doesn't like the new black media, if you will. So people like myself. Um, I got you, Andrea. You can close. You can take your picture down if you want, but if you want, you can leave it up. Whatever you want. You cool like that? When you're so are you cool? Give me a thumbs up if you're cool like that. Okay, I'll bring you up right now. Then I'm gonna put you on mute. Uh, so yeah, so Roland is just he's pissed. He's pissed that black people are not falling for or just going like, okay, I'm going to vote now for the Democrats because he says so, right? So like I said, he doesn't like me at all. In fact, he went on a whole rampage against me on Twitter. He even, brought me up on one of his shows because I basically called him a liar. I said, he's running around telling people that the anti-Asian hate crime bill is for black people too. And I said on Twitter, he knows that black people won't go read it, which is why he's lying. And nowhere in that anti-Asian hate crime bill, or it's the COVID-19 bill, but also dubbed the anti-Asian hate crime bill. Nowhere in there does it say for black people or everybody else or you too. It talks all about Asian, American, Pacific Islanders. So it doesn't even talk about black people. So he got mad that I called him out, and he called me an idiot and some other names. And I said, wow, look at Roland talking to me like an N-word on the street. He got all mad, and all day long he would just, y'all could, go to Twitter and put it in, y'all see it. He called me everything but the child of God and all this other stuff. But people were like, well, she's right. Like they said, have a conversation with her. Why are you getting mad? But he didn't like that I called him out. Look at him talking to me, a black woman, like an N-word on the street, because he was, but it didn't bother me. But nevertheless, he doesn't like me. But anyway, Andrea, what is going on with you, Miss Lady?
Hi. Hello. I wanted to bring in my face because Mr. Black America wanted me to, so
Okay.
I thought I would respond to him, and he said he wanted a woman to come in, a female to come in. So here I am. I wanted to respond to him and just let him know about him and his three. He said he had three females
That's
on the
right.
side or something like that.
Diversity. I love diversity. Let's get it.
No, no, I just I wanted to respond to you about your comments that you made earlier in regards to size, right? Is that what you were talking about first? Correct me if I'm wrong, and that you
No,
prefer.
actually, we were talking about attractiveness because I did mention Tabria Majors, which is a plus size model, but she is an absolutely gorgeous lady. Like, hands down, she's a beautiful one. But she's a
Okay,
big girl.
okay, okay, and that's good. That's good. For me personally, and that's fine. Everyone has their own. Everyone has their own preference, and I think that's what. And I have put up a couple of comments on there, and really, that's what catches your eye at first. I believe the because that's really what catches your eye. Like that's what's supposed to. And that's what's so appealing about us as Black Americans and as Black folks and all of that. We're supposed to catch each other's eye. And whatever we like about each other, dark skin, light skin, if you're big, if you're skinny, we're supposed to catch each other's eye no matter what. But really, I feel that once we start the conversation up with each other, and I think there's this narrative out there that, and I watch, Demetra, I watch Philip Scott, all these 504s, all this other talk and everything. Once we start talking to each other, I really believe that that it needs to be relatable. How relatable are you with these three females that, do they all have something in common with you? Do they have something that each one of them, the reason why you like every single one, there's something in each one that you like. You just can't get every single quality in one type. Is that the reason why you have three? That's kind of, that's where I'm coming from, really. But I don't think that you should look at it as, um, big, small. I don't think that we should look at each other from the outside, right? I don't think that we should judge each
Absolutely.
other like that, right? I think that we should take away that narrative, because it does us an injustice, because once we start doing it, just like the N-word, I don't use it. My grandparents really instilled that. I don't let my children use it. My mama doesn't let me use it. My grandpa, if he ever heard me use it, I would get hit with the shoe. It's just how you grow up and how you teach your children, and what you instill in them. Um, and so if I were to ever call anyone fat, skinny, all those words, I would feel embarrassed myself calling someone that. And so I wouldn't judge anyone on that outside appearance and how they would look on that. Let me know if I'm getting off topic, but I think that it's doing someone an injustice when you say that about them, and I don't like them because they look like that already. Not even talking to someone about, Lizzo might be a really good person. You never know. You never know, really. You just don't. It's just like that whole thing, like, oh, these gangsters are walking on this side of the street. Let me move to the other side. You don't know. You don't know what they're like, right?
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So with my women, each one of them has a role and a position, and one woman, I'm sorry, one woman can't do it. My longest one that's been down since I was a teenager. I'm 50 now, and we've been down since we were teenagers. uh, that's my ride or die. If I needed to uh, go rob a bank, she would drive, or be shooting out the window at the police. Like, so I mean, I simp for her. Like, once again, she's never paid a bill. She's never paid a car note. She's never had to raise a finger, even though she got 3 or 4 degrees. Okay, so
Okay.
each one of them has a position to fill, and and you're a woman, so I wouldn't expect you to understand. But as a man, if I walk into a room, I completely understand what you're saying by how we look for each other and we seek each other out. Okay. But as a man, if I walk into a room full of men, the first thing I'm doing is sizing up who's the biggest, who's going to be a threat, who's walking with a limp, whose
Yeah.
arm is kind of gimpy, and things like that. Because every man I'm judging as a threat to me until the threat is not there.
Okay.
So the way you guys see things and people, it's kind of like kids going around, in the circle, and you they're fighting with each other, but the big bully kid only wants to fight the small people. That's how men. That's how we gauge other men. It still happens today. Okay, all the time. It's a constant thing because of how we live. But once again, we'll go back to the thing seeking each other out. I'm telling you, I was in Nebraska last week, and I went to the zoo, and I seen uh, 2 sets of black people. I went there both days. I went there 2 different days, and I seen 2 sets of black people. So we do seek each other out in that form,
Yeah.
but it has to be under kind of different circumstances. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So all right, cool.
Yes. Yes.
Anything else?
Wait,
No,
let me
no, 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 no. I was just saying, and it wasn't in regards to. I was talking about it in your, not really in survival mode. Like, who am I gonna seek out, like, in a crowd, and who am I gonna, who's gonna attack me in regards to, like, a man and man, but as like, you looking for females, like, attractive, right? You know, judging, not wanting to um be with someone because they're on, like, the bigger end, or the smaller end. I was talking about that. That's what I was referring to, because I thought that's what you were referring to. I thought that's what we were talking about, judging women like that, right?
let me
See?
let me actually let Third Coast McQueen jump in. He's been waiting patiently. What's on your mind, brother?
What's happening? What's happening? Let's say when I say how y'all doing,
We're
chat,
doing
everybody.
Hello.
When I say I like skinny women, that's my preference. But
Okay.
but it's some sisters, some big sisters. They had them nails done, them toes done, be smelling like perfume, and you know what I'm saying? Shoot, they be looking good. So shoot, got me. I'm looking at the big sister because at this age, I I like who like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you keep on chasing the wrong son gun, she that's not the one for you. But I'm getting to the point in my age, I like who like Derek. You know what I'm saying? So shoot.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Sometimes you do get to a point where you're kind of like, okay, maybe not. Maybe that one is not for me. Yeah, well, that's true too. Well, yeah, I can see that too. But good for you.
Yeah, but sisters, man, black women, man, when they smelling good, that melanin popping, shoot, they man, toes done. 'Cause I like the pretty feet now.
Yeah,
Toes done and all that.
yeah.
Ooh wee, I'm a
Well,
sucker. Beautiful
good,
women, black
good,
women.
good. Well, we're all about keeping, the black family together because right now I do think that we're definitely under attack. So,
Absolutely.
And let me, Angela, how are you? And congratulations on your new home. And thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. And Will, I saw your donation as well. Thank you so much. Somebody else sent the donation too. Um, I'll look at it in just a second. Um, but you say, Angela, hi, Demetra. There's a thing called karma. Isn't every money isn't everything. Celebrating my new home in a milder climate for my lung disease, and I've never smoked. So, what do you mean about the karma? If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to assume anything about your comment. You said you have lung disease and you never smoke. So, are you saying that like there's some karma involved? Educate me on that. I'd love to hear your perspective. But yeah, I once again, congratulations on your home. I know, especially today's climate, buying a home can kind of be, if you got it, then you can get it, right? But if you don't, it's kind of a struggle. So, if you don't mind me asking. Let me get some of these comments, you guys. And Angela says, so that explains why Black America is picking on and putting certain women down. Uh-oh, Black America is low vibrational. Hold that thought. Um, and Miss Sweet Talks, you say, a woman who takes care of herself. Yeah, no matter what size the woman is, she should take care of herself, and men too. Because listen, I'm
Absolutely.
in Houston, okay?
They go both ways.
Yeah, I'm in Houston, and I'm from Southern California, and I don't know, maybe it's a weather thing or humidity thing, but some of these people, I'm like, do y'all take baths every day around here? Like, what are we doing? It be men and women. It's like, sometimes people just they smell so horrid that it just hits you right in the back of your throat, and it's like, gosh, what is that? So yeah, both men and women need to, jump in the shower every day, and don't just jump in there for 2 minutes. Okay, you get the soap and water in there, get all zhuzhy, let it sit on you for a minute, and wash your hair in there too. Yeah, like I'm sitting up here telling grown people how to take a bath. I don't know. But yeah, I think that goes for both. Okay, so let's see here. And Easy says, sizing up the threat in the room. You and Will, y'all have me cracking up. Sizing up the threat in the room filled with men sounds like prison to me. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. And he said,
Can I say something to that, or you gonna read?
wait, hold on. He said it was penitentiary talk. But yeah, hold that thought. Hold that thought for a minute. Uh, Facts and our feelings, but your facts and our feelings, you was agreeing with it. Say a black community should. Somebody clicked off. I think it was third coast. Says black communities should officially practice polygamy. Why? Because we are unofficially practicing it anyway. Yeah, I just rather practice just being by myself. I'm not gonna share. I'm just not. I'm not the sharing type of woman. I could never say, well, I know he's over there with the first or the third or the fifth boo thing, and I guess when he get time, he'll swing over here. Nah, I just rather just be rocking in the rocking chair, staring off into the horizon somewhere. I'm not built for that, but maybe some people are. Uh, and Will, you say I am blushing, but for real, gotta love each other. Yeah, absolutely. And what? Yeah, Andrea said that. I thought it was Andrea. Like, yeah, she's absolutely right. And Otto made us a code. I ain't gonna jack your name up, but how are you anyway? He says, I'm sorry, I disagree. I was 300 pounds. I am 62. Got mad at myself looking in the mirror. So I went alkaline and lost the weight because I didn't find that attractive in myself. Yeah. Anybody go on an alkaline diet, you're going to see the weight loss like that. That's actually what I did when I became vegan. I went on an alkaline diet and I lost so much weight. I was so small. I was like 140 pounds, which is small for me. But yeah, you'll lose a lot of weight. You just got to make sure you do it right, especially if you're plant based. That way you don't deprive yourself of nutrients. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it does take a look in the mirror and be like, I don't like that. Let me, get these tennis shoes laced up, go for a jog or walk or whatever, go to the gym, drink some water and eat more fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's really kind of that simple. You also say, so I can understand someone else not finding me in my bigger state as just as equal or more attractive as someone who is not bigger. Yeah, and it's really all the eye of the beholders. Some people who like bigger people. And the other thing is, one of my favorite quotes comes from a burlesque entertainer by the name of Dita Von Teese. And she says, you could be the juiciest peach in the bunch, and there'll still be somebody who doesn't. She said the juiciest, sweetest peach in the bunch, and there'll still be someone who does not like peaches. So, so everybody's not going to like us, right? Somebody's going to like us, but you have to like you. And I love that. You said you took a self-evaluation and you didn't like what you saw, and you did it for that. You didn't do it for somebody else. You did it for you. So that's what really counts, is that you matter to you at the end of the day. And the lady says, Kevin Samuels tried to teach black men how to wash. How to wash. She said some of them were disgusting. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was like, he like full blown telling them what holes to clean and all of that. I'm like, for real? Okay. And Oliver, how are you doing? He says, that part, laugh out loud. The lady says black men should practice polygamy with each other since they are pushing it so hard. And Automator, she said, people are allowed to choose skinny and eliminate others from the candidate pool because one of their standards might be, I like someone that exercises daily and has a healthy BMI. Yeah, it's all a choice. It's what people want. Oops. And Patty, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for the donation. And I love you being here. And Will, you say any man, woman who is hurt sharing their partner, if they have a virtue and moral. Yeah, I think so too. That's just kind of how I am. I do have, some morals there. I'm not saying anybody else who wants to share that they don't. Just for me, I'm not built that way, and I know, unfortunately, a lot of people try to force that on other people. That's how cheating comes into the picture, right? Out there sharing anyway, and a lot of times people don't know. Especially when they told you in the beginning, listen, I don't want to share you. Oh, don't worry, I would never do that to you. This, that, and the other. And then they out there slanging it around to everybody who wants it. It's kind of disgusting. And Automator just says, which unfortunately most men and women don't commit to. Mm-hmm. And Samuel, you say keto and plant-based food got me to lose weight. And I am vegan-ish. I still like salmon and tilapia. So yeah, I would say that I am 98% plant-based. Every once in a while, I might have some fish or something like that. Not really wanting to, it's every once in a while, not on a regular basis. But yeah, I'm seeing the results as well. The weight coming off, and I exercise and stuff too. So yeah, plant-based is the way to go. Just make sure, like I said, you're doing it right. Because when I was vegan in 2014 for 7 years, so to 2021, my hair was brittle, and I only have like 3 cavities in my whole life, really small, but I developed real small ones just because I was depleting myself of nutrients, not really doing it right. So that's all I'm saying. And J Bubba says, also not only inflation is high, these interest rates too. Yeah, it's terrible everywhere. And if you live in Texas trying to buy a house, the property taxes are the highest in the nation, the highest property taxes in the nation. So it's a lot going on. I'm just reading your comments. And Michael, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. So you are agreeing with Wilbur about student loans. Okay. And Brina says, not everyone's weight issues are simple. That's what we get wrong. I'm going to start over again, but it's more about health and not just looks. Absolutely. If you do it for health, then the looks will follow. I mean, absolutely right. Some people have other issues. Like I have hypothyroidism where your metabolism is slower. My doctor said that it was improving, which is weird because I was told that it would never improve. So whatever it is I'm doing is improving. But yeah, people might have glandular issues or a whole bunch of other stuff, right? They might be taking medication, steroids, not the illegal kind, but to help them with an ailment. So there's different reasons why people may be overweight. But then a lot of it is just, I don't know, for whatever reason, eating too much or not moving around enough. I don't know. I know that's kind of true for me. Facts Not Feeling says at this point, I think some black women just disagree with black men because they are black men. That could be the case. A lady says tilapia is man-made fish. Yeah, they actually say it's like the pork of the sea. That is not really good tilapia. Salmon is good. They say you got to eat a specific salmon. Don't quote me on which one it is. I know it's fresh water or something like that, but Automatus, you say, I agree with my weight issues were not simple, but Dr. Sabi guided me to my best self. Yeah, Dr. Sabi is the move. Definitely. He says, oh, you are meant to say you're 6'2", not, oh, gotcha. Okay. You're 6'2", not 62 in age. Laugh out loud, you're 33. All right. Let's see. And Cosmo says polygamy was practiced in some areas for economical reasons, not for sexual desires. Black men who practice this are projecting their feelings of inadequacy on women in their romantic circle. Yeah, and I mean, we know that polygamy is a little bit more than you just treating different women of the week like trampolines. You got to take care of them too. It's not just you guys are here for me and here only me only. You have to be there for them as well. Yeah, 8% for mortgages. That's pretty high. And then you got to depend on where you live, throwing HOA. It's just a lot, and there's no telling when it's going down. In fact, they said it's probably going to keep going up. So, of course, they're going to keep printing money to help everybody else. Michael, I am doing fabulous today. How about yourself? Yes, Automators. It's one of my favorite quotes because it just really points out to people, you're not going to please everybody. So stop trying to. Please yourself first. If you could wake up, please yourself and say, you know what? I'm happy with myself. Is there room for improvement? Sure, yeah. Well, honestly, I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my life. I'm just happy because I don't think we realize what a blessing it is to be happy until you are unhappy. And I'm not talking about unhappy because you went to Chick-fil-A on Sunday and you realized it was closed, right? I'm talking about true unhappiness, it's like deep rooted and you just can't figure out how to be happy for whatever reason, right? And I'll tell you that I know that to be true. Just kind of some things that I went through in the last couple of years. I felt like I took being happy for granted when I was actually like truly organically unhappy. So I tried my best to be happy. I'm a happy person by nature, which is why it's hard for me to be unhappy. But we should value and protect our happiness at all costs. I don't care if you got to cut people off. I don't care who it is. You got to cut those people off. Do so to protect your happiness because happiness is, you have to fight for that every day. And Easy say, stress that causes weight gain as well. So try to. There's a good documentary that I watched the other day on my sister's on Prime, Amazon Prime, called Heal, HEAL, and it talks about the mind and using it to heal your body, about watching what you think and believe and all that other stuff. It was really good. I actually liked it. So I took some things away from it. Michael, you are not late, but we're about to get out of here. We only have about 7 minutes. You want to come on here and ask a question really quick? I will put it up here. So there is the link. And Samuel says, my go-to fruits and vegetables are berries, oranges, kale, spinach, asparagus, and collard greens, broccoli every once in a while. Yeah, those are some good things. I stopped eating kale. I learned that kale is not good for me. Of course, I already knew that by reading Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that kale is not good for you. I got you, Michael. Um, Kale is not, I'll put you on mute. Kale is not good for us. And that also reminds me what I want to talk about before we leave out of here. Yes, wild caught fly guy. That's the salmon that you should be eating. Hello, Brother Jonell. I have started watching, as I said, I watched bits and pieces of it over the years, but how to give birth to a God. So thank you for that suggestion. It is awesome. I'm in there, watching it as if I was there, right? During in real time when it's live, I'm in there cheering and stuff. As I said, I was at my sister's. I'm watching it. She was in her room taking a nap, and I'm responding to the video and stuff like that. And my sister's like, damn, I thought I was at daddy's house. Because my dad, he's Farrakhan all day long, right? The Nation of Islam all day long on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, I'm turning into daddy. And Cosmo, you say exactly, Demetra. And Sammy says, only strictly organic fruits and vegetables for me. Yeah, some people say, oh, it's expensive to eat like that. But are you going to pay now or are you going to pay later? Might as well pay now to maintain your health opposed to going to the doctor years later. You laid up, in the chair, you're getting your blood drawn and you're getting shots and your teeth pulled and, stuff. Never mind. I'm going to get to you just a second, Michael, and Third Coast McQueen. I'll get you after that. And Automated, she says, my question is, where did those morals come from back in the day, pre-Columbian area? The black women like Queen Cali of California, they have multiple male partners. Yeah, I mean, that's just up to them. It's just never been built that way. I've never
What?
I've not.
What? They had multiple male partners.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they call it a husbandry, I think is what it's called, where a woman has more than one male partner. There's some women who do that. I just can't do that. I mean, I just like a lot of work for me, because
No,
the woman is
she
getting, she receiving. That's the multiples be receiving.
No, I'm saying she said back in the day, like it was a cultural and ongoing thing. I'm trying to figure out what exactly she was saying.
Got you. Or maybe they will clarify. And Will says, man cannot create life. He only imitation and use of steroids. Do tell. All right. See, Pamela is saying the melanated shouldn't eat meat. Yeah, we're not typically meat eaters. And Abrina said, absolutely, I just had a wake up call. Yeah, sometimes that's what it takes, right? Automated, she says, the way I see it is up to the people involved. If you are both honest and upfront about multiple sex partners, then if you were honest from the jump, how can you get offended or hurt? Yeah, you got to have that conversation up front. Like, don't bring me into a relationship and then you go hopping around. No, because that's going to have me end up on cell block H or something, somebody penitentiary. I'm not trying to do that. Yeah, but the honesty is the best policy. But I'm going to tell anybody right now, if you come to me talking about, hey, I like you and I like her and I like her and I like her too, I'm going to say, well, just count me out because I don't want to be a part of that. Norris, how are you doing? Oh, I say, I ain't going to read that one out loud. A lady, thank you once again for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Said that guy staged a Cheesecake Factory date skit is a polygamist. Promoting women should lower their standards. So was that like confirmed that it was a skit? If so, okay, we all have been had. Pamela says yes. Says cut people off who drain your energy and bring you low vibrations all day. And Facts Not Feeling says anything that black men want to do, practice official polygamy because we are practicing anyway. Some black women is against it, but if white men say be a feminist and sleep around, black women are okay with it. Some black women are okay with it. Not most black women, but I've never switched up, and I don't care who's okay with it. I would never be okay with willingly sharing my man because I don't think we understand the gravity of what goes with that. Like diseases. I don't want that. Brother Janelle says dietary is the formula of future sperm and eggs, which is why people should truly watch what we eat. We are all chemistry at root. Thus why they call sex chemistry. The science of life has its roots in math of chemistry. Majority of us are only taught to be toxic with our mouths. Yes, indeed. Just literally putting anything in there, right? Shouldn't be doing that.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna get to y'all in just a second. Hold tight, hold tight. And automated, she says, so I see how and why Black America is doing what he's doing. His perspective is different morally, so he doesn't even likely have those second guessing thoughts. All right, so hold on a second. Easy says, D, our genetic makeup is not good for kale. Is that what you're saying? Yes. I know for me, it's not. And when I eat it, it just jacks my stomach up. But I already kind of knew better from reading the books, How to Eat to Live. But for whatever reason, it messes me up. So I don't eat it. Plus, it's kind of rough. I know we're supposed to eat some roughage, but I think kale is like really rough. You can find it on YouTube, How to Give Birth to a God. It's 3 parts. It's highly intriguing. I'm telling you, y'all are going to learn a lot of stuff. We really all should have been watching that years and years ago. I think Brother Samuel said it came out in 1991. It's really relevant in today's time. So How to Give Birth to a God is on YouTube. Samuel says organic food is expensive. He says that's that's an excuse for those who don't want to eat and live a healthy life, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean it's a lot less expensive than buying meat, for sure. But I'm with you. I buy most of my stuff organic as well, even though some of the organic is tainted, which is why we should ultimately learn how to grow our own food. Brother Jonel says all praise is due to Allah. It says it's definitely a potent study. The minister said if your people understood how to give birth to a God, he could stop teaching. Yep, exactly. So I'm still in the midst of watching it, but I'm telling you, I was hooping and hollering my doggone self. You know, just it's amazing, especially to hear and see the young minister. Of course, I was privy to going to the Coliseum. I think it was 91 or somewhere around there, where it was just packed. And y'all know how big the LA Coliseum is. It was just there was just every seat, every standing room was just filled with people that went to listen to the minister. Of course, my dad was on post at the time, so it was an amazing thing to see. And the automator says, know thyself and all will perfectly Nefertarim in place. I think it may be perfectly in place, fall in place. Got you. All right, so let me skip down a little bit so I can let the people on here speak. Brina, you say, Samuel, do I have my books up here? I don't have them up here. How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live 1 and 2. Brina said, healthy eating is really less expensive because you give up other more expensive foods. Yeah, like meat and junk. The last good man in Jersey says cheesecake. Okay, so it wasn't a skit. So you are replying to a lady. Okay, so she's saying it was a skit. Okay, well, Lord have mercy. We can't hardly even tell nowadays. Till dog, how you doing? It says relationships are no longer about love. They're about selfishness and clout. Unfortunately, I think that is largely true, which is why I said I'm scared to get out in those dating streets because I think one more heartbreak would kill me for real. Y'all be like, where's Demetra? Like, y'all didn't know they having her funeral. What did she die of? Another broken heart. All right, so let me move down a little bit so I can let these everybody else come on. Easy says, D, you gonna be in the penitentiary sizing up the men? Not me, especially not in Texas. Will says, who would allow a first date to be filmed? Yeah. I mean, some people saying he didn't know it was filmed. There's just a bunch of stories. It's crazy. You say, my sister is a polygamist. She has 2 men. She says it's not about sex. Mm-hmm. Who was it about then? I'm just kidding. Yes, spinach is much better. I actually like spinach. Okay. You say, I'm busy. Love to meet you. I love your show. Well, I love you being here. Yeah, sometimes I can be busy. During the week, I try not to be as busy. I try to do all my work during the weekend and stuff like that. But, you know, I always find something to do. But yeah. And Brother Samuel says, it came out of before the 90s. My first child was born in 91. Okay. So before, yeah, it looks like it was, they did say, I think it said 87. So it's 1987 it came out, if I remember it right. Brother Jonel says, if you desire a personal copy of all 4 parts, How to Give Birth to a God, you can visit the storefinalcall.com or watch via YouTube while it's available there. But I definitely suggest you get all 4 copies. Yep, absolutely. I plan to get it myself. It is a masterpiece. Oh my God. It is a masterpiece. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. I'm at the bottom. All right. So, Michael, what's on your mind today?
Hi, Demetra. Sorry to be late.
That's okay. You right on time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I was gonna. Oh, so what I was gonna ask, I can't remember. Oh, so I have a quick question. I know it might be a little bit irrelevant, and I understand how like Philip Scott said. He said something like this. Like I'm trying to paraphrase it. That's 1 second. Okay. So you know how he says that you know how to help like if there are groups and individuals, right? And if individuals saw that they're doing if individuals saw that they're doing good deeds, they care about the collective, then befriend them. But you can't befriend groups because there's too many agendas, right? And my question is this, because I'm not sure I told you about it. I think I told you maybe last week or a week or two. It's about a friend. You know how like Phil Scott says, if you're being reciprocal, people are supposed to reciprocate back, right?
I wouldn't say they're supposed to be, but I'm gonna keep that in mind. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I know my friend invited me to her house. I mean, my friend invited me to her house so many times for lunch, right? Then every time I try to invite her back, it's like something comes. It's like something comes up with something comes up at the very almost like last minute, and sometimes I feel very frustrated because I'm trying to be fair at the same time. So I'm just curious, what's your take on that?
Okay, so and I'm gonna go back to my other point about being reciprocal. So let me ask you this, Michael:
Sure.
Is she somebody you're interested in romantically?
Uh, I know she's. I, I
Michael,
know.
stop being a simp.
Uh, Black America. Go ahead, Michael.
So I'll say this, and I'm very adamant about it, but I know she's probably twice my age.
Twice your age, okay?
Yeah, like I guess it's almost almost 60 to like 30 something,
Oh,
etc.
he's a moron.
Hey, I'm gonna put you up off here and knock it off. The third coast McQueen. All right, y'all go. I'm
Yes.
trying to be nice today. I'm trying to be nice.
Hey,
Y'all gonna make me bring
Miss
out the
D, Miss
lemon
D,
juice.
Miss D. He needs a mentor.
No, I'm asking
This,
him what.
this,
Okay, but can we
it
get
doesn't. You can't
no?
help him
I'm
because you're not
asking.
a god.
I'm
You
asking
can't
him
help him.
questions. But can I
Uh-oh.
get to the
Okay,
gist?
go ahead.
Can I get to the bottom? You don't even know the full story yet. That's how you
Yeah.
gonna help him if you ain't heard the whole story.
Yeah. So it's like yeah, she's twice my age. I've been there for her a lot, especially in a when someone closer was in a crisis. I do much as I can to be there for her as much as possible. And I just feel like um I don't want to say frustrated, but kind of like kind of I also say like kind of down.
Okay.
Right.
So let me ask you this:
But go ahead.
what are you expecting from? Because I haven't really said, but it sounds like maybe you do like her romantically. So what are you expecting her to return to you?
So I mean, my return. I mean, I know I don't have a chance with her because obviously she already found some. So what I'm expecting in return is like like I guess I guess like I guess to see me to see me as a friend in return, like invite her back.
Yo,
That's what I mean by that.
Okay, so a friend, so not necessarily anything romantically. Well, I would say this to you, Michael. It sounds like your heart is in the right place. You're a good person, but everybody that you're a friend to is not a friend to you. Let me repeat that. Everybody that you treat like a friend
Hmm.
will not treat you like a friend. Because a lot of times we run around saying, "Oh, we're friends, we're friends," but sometimes you have to stop and take stock of that statement. We're friends. You have to ask yourself, am I a friend to them?
Hmm.
And are they a friend to me? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is it both ways, or am I just their friend? Because everybody that you treat nicely and you do this for and you're there for them, they're not gonna return the favor. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of cases where you've told, her and a lot of other people, yes, oh, yes, 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 I'll help you. I'll do this, I'll do that. And the minute, if you ever ask them for help, oh, no, I can't do it. Nah. They quick to tell you no. So everybody is not your friend. And so you might have to ask yourself that about her. Is she my friend? And I'm going to tell you, you're feeling a little angst and disappointment because deep down inside, you know she's not your friend and you're trying to force something that is not there. Now, I'm not saying you're a bad person for trying to force it, but I think the sooner we become realistic about the relationships that we're in, whether they're friendship or romantic, then we'll be able to move on that much faster. But you're and I get it too. She's probably the type of woman that is giving you false hope, right? Oh yeah, come over, and then she cancels at the last minute. Now I don't know. Maybe she's having a hard time for whatever reason, saying, you know what, I don't want that kind of friendship or whatever. That doesn't say anything about you. Maybe she just doesn't know how to say that. But it would behoove her to just be honest with you instead of having that carrot on a string with you and you get your hopes up, because that's a hard roller coaster to be on, is to have your hopes up. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna finally go over. We're gonna hang out, and then, oh, by the way, I'm not gonna be able to show up today, and then bam. It's a letdown. That alters
what you're telling him is completely wrong, Demetra.
No. Let me
What you're
finish.
telling him
No,
is
I know what
completely
you know.
wrong.
Wait, I'm giving you a woman. I'm giving him a woman's point of view, because sometimes people need to understand what is going on. Now I know from a man, y'all probably want to tell him, next, cut her off, but that's not how it works. We have to, as people, sometimes understand what we're dealing with, because for whatever reason, like y'all can sit up here and call Michael a simple whatever, that's not going to help him. Michael is having a hard time understanding why she is the way she is, and the truth of the matter is you'll probably never know, but you have a choice in the matter as to if you want to keep trying to pull her into being your friend. A friend is just going to be that without you having to coerce them or show up for them or do things for them. They're just going to do that. She sounds like she may be, and I don't want to speak disparagingly about your friend, but she sounds like she may be somewhat of an opportunist, right? I don't know, because you say maybe sometimes you help her and things like that. Some people, they're not looking for a friend. They're just looking for help. And she won't be honest with you, because if she's honest with you, then the help goes away. Does that make sense? So she has an incentive to keep the carrot in front of you, which in turn, the carrot becomes the incentive for you. Michael, you sound like a wonderful individual, nice guy. Stop. The moment you start spending time with her, other opportunities are going to open up. But I will say this, spend time with people, as somebody said on here before, spend time with people who want to spend time with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. You hurt and you're trying to figure it out. Some people you can't figure out. They're just not good people. They're not. And she doesn't seem like she's a good person, because she knows what she's doing to you. She knows that she's causing you disappointment and hurt. A friend wouldn't do that to you. A friend would be honest with you. As one of my best friend's mom always said, a friend would never lead you to danger. A friend is not going to hurt your feelings. A friend is going to be honest with you. So, okay, fellas, now I'm going to ask y'all this. Don't get on here calling Michael no simp. I want y'all to have your best maturity on with the advice. Third Coast McQueen, what you got?
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I was talking about the weight loss early, or that's what I was kind of talking about. But Michael, man, it's all good, bro. Just take it slow, man, because they will bump your head. And I done had my head bumped a couple of times. So just take it easy, man. Shoot, just quit communicating. Quit communicating, and she'll come back to you. But on the weight loss, man, I ain't had no red meat, no processed meat, and shoot, almost a month now, a little bit over a month. I got me some couple dumbbells, and I've been working with them dumbbells, and I'm feeling it. I'm scared, cause I'm like, damn boy, you tighten up top. You tighten up. I'm thinking this weight gain, but shoot, man, I'm starting to feel good. So
What-
just just change your diet a little bit. I'm just
I agree with you, and I want to actually tell y'all something about my what I took away from the Tony concert last night. Before we leave out of here, but yeah, absolutely. Just get moving every day, especially when we're getting older.
yes.
You move it, you don't move it, you lose it. It's just that simple. And I always tell y'all, I refuse to go out like a sucker, not being able to move around. And like I said, when and if I ever have some grandchildren, I want to be able to run. I can do cartwheels, believe it or not, y'all. I can do not a backflip, it's like a roundabout or something. Anyway, I still can do those things, and I want to do that when I'm like 80, believe it or not.
hmm But
Um, mhm.
I feel good. I feel good because shoot, I'm a big boy. I'm about 6'3". Hell, I'm 300. No, I'm 315.
All right.
This shit in the
Well,
edge.
you sound like you feel good, and I love that for you.
I finna get it off. And I kept looking at the mirror the day. I said, okay, boy, I see you. I see you.
All right now.
Shoot, I'm getting it together.
Okay.
Yeah, but Michael, brother, it's gonna be all right, man. Shoot, don't focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be in no hurry. I'm getting my credit together, all that, man. Focus, get your money together, your credit together, all that. Focus on yourself. Because she'll come when the good Lord send her to you. She will come. I ain't even looking for nothing. I'm selling because I ain't getting none.
And you know
Let
what
me tell
though?
it.
Yeah,
Let me
now
tell it. Shoot.
don't settling because you ain't getting none is the worst mistake. Trust me, I know people who they getting some, but it's like you don't even like that person. You just with that person because you're getting some. It's like,
Man, I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that.
yeah, be patient. All
I'm
right,
working
Black
on Derek.
America.
I'm working on Derek McQueen.
That's all you can do. Let's see what Black America got to say. Black America.
All right. So I thought about it while he was talking, and I'm gonna be measured. Okay. So Michael, I got a couple of quick questions for you. Are you on the East Coast or the West Coast?
I'm in the East Coast, and
All right. All
yeah.
right. So this is what I want you to do. As far as that lady,
Hmm.
don't ever talk about her again. Remove her from your lexicon. Block her from your phone. When Third Coast McQueen was talking and saying that she'll come, he's not talking about that lady. Okay, he's talking about the lady that's for you.
Oh, I think he cut out. Black America. I think he cut out. Uh, oh yeah, he.
Phone check
Oh,
1 2. Michael,
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yes, I can hear you.
God
Yes.
damn it. Okay, all right. So now, because boy, this is important, and I want you to listen to me. Okay, you have zero confidence, Dimitri. I have to talk to him like a man. You have zero confidence. You have zero swag. Okay. You need to find a black barber. Go get your
Okay.
hair cut. Go get your face checked. No, listen. Go get your hair cut. Go get a shave and a haircut. Tell them you want to look like a decent person. Okay. You need a mentor. Go find you either a brother to follow because the problem is you're chasing something that is never going to be there for you. You have to find what can actually be there for you, not that you can be there for. It's a huge difference in that. Demetra tried to give you a few things from the woman aspect, but as you get older and as you become more of a man, you're going to find out that we chase women, right? But women are supposed to also reciprocate towards us. There's not going to be any reciprocation for somebody that, for one, is your mama's age. Okay. I mean, you just sound almost ludicrous for that. And then for two, somebody that what is doesn't want to be there for you. Okay, so you need a mentor, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of brothers to follow on the internet on the good part of the manosphere. Stop talking about all of this reparations and all of that shit because that shit is boring to women. All right, and most women don't want to hear anything like that. Are you overweight, Michael?
No, I'm not. I'm
Are
actually.
you are
I'm
you
actually.
a slim dude?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, so
slim.
you a slim dude. You a slim dude. Go get your hair cut. Go get you some new attire and do something with yourself and stop talking to that lady altogether. You need a male mentor because for some reason your confidence level as a guy is not up. Okay, you should have more confidence than trying to bag some old 60-year-old lady. You know what I mean? That's just effing ridiculous on all case. Now, Miss D, this is what I do for the most part is talk to younger men like this.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying you wrong. I'm listening. Now, I agree, and y'all saw Michael. He's not a bad looking guy. So, I mean, I agree a man should, be groomed and all of that kind of stuff. But
Right,
yeah,
right,
that helps with confidence to some degree. But I would
right.
say too, in Black America, I think we'll agree on this. Sometimes, especially for a man, and even women, but we're talking about a man at this point, a man with a good heart nowadays is kind of just lying in wait. You know what I mean?
A man with a good heart is a target for uh, it's target practice. Like a man with a good heart is going to get it ripped out. You can't have all of these feelings when it comes to these chicks. For one thing, just like you say, she call you when she needs you, bro. That's not what's supposed to happen. I don't care, even if it is with an old chick. That ain't supposed. Only old chick that should be calling you is your mama and maybe one auntie. That's it. You shouldn't even be conversing with older women. Go get your hair cut, get you some new kicks, some new clothes so you feel better about yourself. Go get you a male mentor, somebody in the 45 to 50-year-old range, somebody that has something going for themselves because the the path you're going down is going to constantly you're going to constantly keep repeating the same shit over and over, bro. And for a young man as young as you, that's not any good. It's making the same mistake over. You've been talking about this lady for way too long, especially at your age. You should be knocking them down like bowling pins, bro. um and then, all right, so let's get to the other thing. Michael, I'm serious about that though. So let's get to this other thing about what men do and sizing each other up. It's funny that a man says other men don't size men up. And I don't know if it's because maybe Will or somebody or whoever made that comment. I think it was Will. Like I don't see any man that has ever even went into a grocery store. It doesn't have anything to do with being in prison. You don't if as a man you're not going into any place and checking your surroundings for what kind of threat may be there, man, you guys really have to step your game up on what you guys are doing as men. That's because it comes down to the providing and protecting. So as a man, yes, I'm sorry, everything is a threat. And Miss D, you can call your dad, you can call Walter. Well, Walter, he just probably look who got some money in their pocket. But for most part, us as men, still, I'm not that old. I'm 50. Yeah, I can go into any neighborhood, but you still have to look for those threats in life as a man. And it's just funny that another man would make a comment like that.
Well, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I will say this. So, Michael, I really hope that you've gotten some good advice from myself, Black America, and Third Coast McQueen, and those in the comments section. We just want the best for you, and trust me, I get it. I know what it feels like to want somebody that doesn't want you. After a while, I think too that relationship becomes a usury relationship where the other person's like, oh, okay, well, they're gonna keep helping me. They're gonna keep doing this and that for me. I'll just keep using them, and then unfortunately, you get mad and you don't want it to get to that point. You have to deem yourself worthy enough and say, hey, you know what? I deserve to be with somebody who wants to be with me. I deserve to be with somebody who is going to really appreciate the things that I'm doing for them, and they're going to do stuff for me. And, all of that, that the relationship that you should be in, and it's true for all of us, is one that we feel valued, we feel loved, right? We feel some sort of equality. Um, but it's never that way when you are trying to force somebody to do right by you. They just don't want to do right. um, they'll do right by somebody, but sometimes it's not us. They just don't want to do that. So I agree with them. Don't try to force anything. Just get yourself together, get your confidence up, and like Black America said, find somebody that you look up to, a male that can mentor you and kind of show you the ropes, with women and all of that, and she'll come. But I just know when we're out there looking, a lot of times when we're out there looking, it's out of desperation, like, oh, I just want to, be with somebody, and then you be with anybody, and
Yeah.
that anybody ain't who you really want to be with. Just be patient, go and admire nature and just do you. And before you know it, she'll be there. I mean, I know it sounds simple, but it's more simple than trying to force something that's not meant to be. Trust me, anything you force is not meant to be. Um, so I want to say this. I went to the Tony concert last night with my sister in Jacksonville, Florida. And when I tell y'all, okay, those brothers was in shape. They look like they did in 1990. Like they just looked good. They sounded good. I mean, just the energy. And I'm a fan. But as I was watching them, I'm like, damn, like they're older than me. I think they're like 55, 54, 56, somewhere around there. And they just looked amazing. And I'm like, I think Raphael, maybe they're all plant based. I don't know. But whatever they're doing, they're really taking care of themselves. And I thought, that's how brothers should look. We all should look that way. But I just thought specifically about the brothers because a lot of times, we hear about our men, leaving up out of here a lot sooner than they're supposed to be. And so I just thought, I would just say that as something I took away from that concert. I mean, it was like, I was looking at Tony from, they've been together 36 years at this point. uh 36 years ago, whenever they first started, they looked amazing. So whatever they're doing, they need to share the knowledge because it's like they jumped into the fountain of youth or something, or the Benjamin Buttons or whatever it was they were doing. But I love to see brothers still keeping it together. And I know when we get older, I'm 52, you guys know that. It's a struggle because sometimes, especially, you get up there, you're like, nah, I don't really want to work out like I used to. It is what it is. I'm gonna just wear this moo or whatever. You kind of want to give up, but you have to find your why. And a lot of times, especially when it comes to weight loss and things like that, we like to attach it to looks. But and I think it was Angela who said it. But if you attach it to health, then the looks will come. But you got to strive to be healthy because you can look good and still not be healthy on the inside. But when we get older, we're supposed to be getting better. We're not supposed to be getting worse. That's the way it used to be. So, continue to work out, exercise. If you don't work out or exercise and eat right, start now. It's never too late. Go for a walk. Even if you haven't gone on a walk in a while, walk around the block once. Do that for a week or two, then go twice. And then, up it or whatever you need to do. And as you guys also know, I'm learning a lot about sugar and what it does to the body. Sugar is horrible. Sugar is horrible on the body. It ages you. It just does a lot of damage to your body. So, me personally, I try not to eat sugar on purpose. I'm not talking about fruit, and even some fruit you really shouldn't eat like that because it is higher on the hyperglycemic index, whatever it's called. It's higher sugar. But yeah, we just got to do what we can, especially as Black people. Y'all know we are at the bottom of the totem pole and everything. We are the most unhealthiest in the world, and it shouldn't be that way. So that's the inspiration that I took from Tony. Those brothers, boy, they got it going on. When I say they got it going on, your girl danced all night, all night. Okay. When I say all night, I sat down probably 30 seconds the whole time, and they performed for like an hour and a half. They took a 10-minute intermission. They came back, and it was just nonstop. It was amazing. So I've been to some pretty amazing concerts, but Tony was definitely on my top 10. But I did, because like a lot of times when you go to concerts and they got kind of like oldie but goodie concerts, they like betcha by golly, wow. They don't sound like they did, of course, back in the day, but they should have. By the way, I saw the Stylistics, I think it was like 2012, and they sounded like they did in the 70s. Okay, they sounded really good. But yeah, and thank you, Brina. I just try to, because I'm learning too. I'm still learning. We're always learning. I'm gonna be learning until the day I die. I don't have all the answers. I'm still figuring it out. I am one that suffers, as they say, with high blood pressure. And even when I was at my smallest, I worked out all the time. I've always had kind of high blood pressure. It's manageable now and all of that. But I was always told it was salt. It was salt. It was salt. And I'm learning that is actually not salt. It's sugar. So I've cut back the sugar. As y'all can see, I'm slimming down quite a bit. Most of my clothes now are too big. Like the clothes I wore to the concert last night, I actually bought that skirt from an African sister when I was in New Orleans on my birthday in April. And the skirt was kind of snug. So I never wore it. It's a skirt pants type of thing. And I put it on to go to this concert. It was baggy. It's like, oh my God. So, that's a good thing. But we learn from each other. So let me get to some of these comments before I get out of here. Ooh, 2 hours and 30 minutes. All right. Let's see. And Brina says masculinity is not manhood, sir. Okay, so you're talking to somebody. And Samuel say, I know I got great advice from Black America. Well, yeah, Black America says some pretty insightful things sometimes. Andrew, you say poor Michael, he's probably more confused. No, I think Michael is going to be all right. I think you just, need some good advice. I mean, we all got to start from somewhere. And will you say 56 myself, Black America? So you telling Black America you're 56. You're looking really good for 56 too, by the way. And POP says, it really sucks being a widow. Yeah, I know you're newly a widow as well. So that's a transition. And as I said, my condolences to you on the loss of your wife. Take your time with that healing, because it is a process. Y'all, want to know something? My mom is buried. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and I hadn't been to her grave since she passed in 2016. Just because I don't like graveyards and all that. I know my mom's body is there. She's actually buried with my grandmother. I know my mom and my grandmother's bodies are there. But yesterday I went with my sister. Said, take me by the cemetery. I want to see, mom and I call my grandmother Liz, their tombstone. So I went there because we got a really nice one with the pictures. It's really amazing, right? It's an amazing tombstone. I know that's kind of weird. So I stood over there and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's just really nice. And all of a sudden, it just, I started crying. I was like, I can't believe my mom is down there. Oh my God. And my sister's looking like, oh my God. And then we look over to like a tombstone over, and because my grandmother and my grandfather were supposed to be buried together, but he got remarried. So he wasn't going to go in with my grandmother. So we look over a tombstone over, and it says Liz and Jean. That was my grandparents' name. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are my mom and grandmother buried here, or are they buried over there? So we found out that the cemetery put the tombstone and the headstone in the wrong spot. So now I'm busted up laughing. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm sitting over here crying over somebody else's grave. That was funny, but I don't even know why I told that story. But anyway, because it sucks being a widow. Yeah, but take your time. The healing process, it's going to take a while, and You'll have some days that it'll hit you like a ton of bricks, like it just happened. So, just take your time with that. All right. And Andrea, you say you're a widow. You understand. Yeah. Notorious Hebrew, how you doing? Says a good heart isn't what makes you a target. Male or female have no boundaries or backbone to stand 10 toes down on what you target. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, but I think sometimes too people see that you have a good heart and they like to take advantage of you. But you gotta have, like you said, have a good heart, but have boundaries as well. Don't take no mess because your good heart will get trampled on a million times. All right, so let me skip down a little bit. And yes, Will, it was fun. I'm telling you. Uh, let's see. And reality check with GP. How you doing? It says, can I come up? I was just coming back from a dinner date. Let me see. Can you come up quickly? I'm just looking to see. I see you guys' comments. Oh, thank you, Cosmo. Yeah, I tried to do a little urban span on what I was doing. My fashion is kind of weird. I'm now covering up a lot, so y'all might see me posting pictures now, not like I was back in the day, where I like to show some legs, or whatever. I'm just being a little bit more conservative, in the way that I dress because I want to be a good example. Two women under me, or younger than me, I should say, not under me, younger than me, that you can still look beautiful and sexy and have clothes on. Dressing half naked is not sexy. It's not, you know what I mean? And I find that men like women, that they're attracted more to women that have clothes on. So that's just something that I'm doing lately. But thank you so much. All right, so I don't know if is he still on here? Okay, all right. So I'm gonna come up, Ray. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, okay. A reality check with GP. The link is just for you. So come on up. Pop says, D, you are good people, and I am glad Phil brought you online. Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad he brought me on too. It's been an amazing journey. And I would say it has changed my life. Phil is a good brother and very, very important to the community. So yes, I appreciate that. So we're gonna wait for GP to see what he has to add to the conversation. Automated, she says, you told the last woman you like her and she used you. Am I wrong? Oh, okay. I don't know what y'all talking about. And Will says, I love your show, Demetria. Get rest and take care of yourself. Yeah, I still got to work. When I get done here, I record all of my videos for the African Diaspora News Channel on Sunday, and that's 16 videos. So I did those, and I got to upload them. So I'll probably be working a whole nother hour or so before I can even go think about laying down somewhere. All right, let's see what we got.
What was good?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm wonderful. Look at you. You got your little background going on. What's going on with you?
Thanks. Well, I appreciate you for noticing that. Well, the thing is, it's like I had wrote something I wanted to say on here. Is it okay if I say it? Cause like it won't even be 2 minutes.
Oh, is it appropriate to read on here?
Yes, it is. It
okay.
is.
All right, we listening.
Okay, here it goes. I wrote this myself.
Okay.
In my eyes, you're the most amazing woman of all, without question. And honestly, it's taken a lot of courage for me to tell you this confession. I would like to tell you everything I like about you. And everything I'm going to say in this poem, I ask that you please believe I'm telling the truth. One thing I like about you is that beautiful sparkle you have in your eyes. And honestly, when I look at you, I see the most beautiful angel who came from the skies. Another thing is your beautiful voice. And in my honest opinion, being with you will without a doubt be the greatest honor and joy. Another thing is that you're pure of heart. And honestly, if I were with you, I would always treat you like the queen that you are. Another thing is your good personality. And honestly, seeing your beautiful face always makes me very happy. Lastly, most importantly, is that you're very smart and multi-talented. And honestly, when it comes to my heart, no other woman but you can truly have it. If I were with you, never under any circumstances would I treat you like anything less than my queen. And for as long as I live, I know for sure that my heart belonging to anyone else but you can never be. You stole my heart at first glance. I honestly hope that your answer is yes, because I really like to get to know you if you would allow me the chance to get to know you. I would really like to get the chance to. In conclusion, I want to ask, since we both live in Houston, is there any chance that I can go on a date with you? So that was about you.
Oh, well, you know what? I really appreciate that. You see, I had a smile from ear to ear.
Yes.
That's really awesome. But if you don't mind, how old are you?
Well, the thing is, I'm more mature than most men my age because from age 19 to 22, life hit me. And I've done a lot of maturing from age 19 to 22. I'm not 24. I'm maybe 24 physically, but on a mental level, I would say I'm somewhere between 40 and 50 from how much growth and maturing I've done. I'm actually 24, but I only like 40 to 55-year-old women.
Okay, well, I want to say this. That poem was very mature. I don't know if there's too many older men that could match that. But you're 24. I'm more than twice your age,
Well,
and
most women, but go ahead. Sorry, I cut you
no,
off. I
no,
didn't mean
and
to.
no. I was gonna say I'm more than twice your age, and I believe you when you say you're more compatible for women that are 40 and 55, which I think that's a little old, but that's what you like. You know what you like.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I have nephews that are older than you, and some nephews that are your age, and so for me, I just wouldn't be able to do it. But you know what? You made me really feel so amazing. I haven't felt like that in a very long time. Of course, you follow my channel and my story and all of
Right.
that. So that really, I'm gonna go to sleep with a smile on my face. I promise you, I will. But I will say this to you: whatever I was gonna say, young lady, but older lady, since that's what you like, that
Right.
you uh, are able to bless her life. You are gonna make her feel so amazing and be a wonderful person too. So I don't give up. Don't give up. But another thing I will say to you is that took courage. That took
Thank
courage
you.
because a lot of men won't do it. They won't come on here. They won't click the link. They won't even say or do half of what you did. So I don't want to discourage you. I only want to encourage you. And I'm telling you right now, there's my hopes and prayers and wish that you find the woman of your dreams, no matter how old she is, because you deserve it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But do
Yeah.
you think I could probably be in the friend zone since you made it clear I don't stand a chance romantically?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of friends, but I will say this, and you followed this show a long time. Reason why I say, and you never want to be in the friend zone and with a woman. This is where somewhere like Black America would come in, but I'm gonna try to do my best. You don't want to be in the friend zone with a woman, especially if you're looking for a love interest, because, and Michael, this is for you too. When you are in the friend zone with somebody, it's like I'm gonna settle for less because I know I deserve to be in a romantic situation with a woman, but because I can't be that, I'll settle for the friend zone. Well, the friend zone just kind of leaves you with those feelings and it gives you false hope. Does that make any sense?
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I wasn't talking about that kind of friend zone. I'm saying like I could probably be in the friend zone with you, and since you didn't want to date me, maybe like you could hook me up with one of your female friends or female family members who were in their 40s and 50s, and maybe you give me a shot. Maybe they'll give me a shot. Somebody who's in your circle
Well, you
that's
know
the
what?
same age.
I have a lot of women in that age that do watch. So if some are interested, I know they will hit me up. But as we said to Michael, just continue being an amazing guy. Get yourself together, and before you know it, that woman, and trust me, there's a lot of women out there in the age bracket that you're seeking that wants a younger man. And you think
Right.
about it too, the older cats are dating the women your age. So who are you supposed
Exactly.
to date? You know?
For real, that's exactly what I'm saying. I agree.
Yeah. So just keep being amazing, getting yourself together. I'm telling you, whatever woman that is in your life, oh my God, she is gonna be so happy. And she gonna be like,
Thank you.
Thank
how,
you.
how the world is he single? You know, like I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? If I was your age, but you wouldn't want me because I'd be too young. So
Yes.
if I was your age, I would definitely be, giving you the signal and hey, how you doing? All of that, trust me. But yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. But like I said, I don't want to discourage you. I only want to encourage you.
Well, I appreciate that.
It is
But
my
then I'm
pleasure.
getting up off it because I got to be to work at 6 in the morning tomorrow. But y'all have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Good night. So anyway, awesome young man. So those of you guys, women out there, y'all interested, y'all hook me up. I can be Chuck Woolery. Y'all remember Chuck Woolery from the Love Connection? See you in 2 and 2. I can do that. So y'all let me know. But anyway, that was awesome and amazing. I love it. I'm telling you, I haven't had a man talk to me like that in it's been a while. So I really appreciated that. Anyway, I'm just looking at y'all comments. What did you call me, Stella? Stella got her groove back. I can't stand you. All right, y'all. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Once again, I love and appreciate you guys dearly, y'all. Come back and see me on Tuesday. I by then will know what happened with Donovan. I'm not sure what's going on. 2 and 2, Mike. Anyway, so I'll see y'all on Tuesday. In the meantime, you have a great day. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all dearly. Peace. Bye, Michael.
Thank you, Demetra. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.